So welcome back, Mercy.
Yeah, I'm Merci.
All right.
She's
And
back.
Barry is someone else altogether today, who's this is the witnessing the birth of a new character. So, um, yeah. And Mercy gets to be the midwife. Do you want that? Who
No,
knows?
no. I'll
Okay.
C-section you
C-section.
with my knives.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Okay. So, Mercy, how long have you been back in Chicago?
Maybe a week and a half or so.
Huh?
I
And what
think
if?
a
Yeah.
small amount of time is fine.
Okay. Okay, and do you know where Jason Newbury is at the moment? Did he come back with you, do you think? Or
I think he
uh,
came back with me.
yeah,
He'll be at his place, so I'll be at mine.
right.
Um, I've sort of sorted my life out. Um, I've come up with a routine. I have a goal that can nanny for for
Right.
Mimi,
Right.
who I've named Willa Damascus.
Willa Damascus.
Yeah,
Well,
short for
okay.
Wilhelmina.
Wilhelmina
And I
Damascus.
chose her because her last name is Damascus, like Damascus steel.
Right, yeah.
And,
So she's quite hard on this kid. And also
she,
or is it
yeah,
just
she's
a
not actually
reference
a
to the
nanny.
blades?
I imagined her not being a nanny, but she is learning to be a nanny. She was more like a soldier because I want Mimi to be safe, and I also want her to learn how to protect herself with like
As
knives and stuff.
as a soldier, is she an ex-refugee from a war zone or something like
I
that?
actually wrote that on my phone. I was like, maybe like first generation parents are from Syria or something.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Perhaps they were then in the U.S. military, having become an actual, then you've got a retainer that has some kick too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of useful to have.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. All right. So, what's her temperament like, so that I can play her with any?
Christian.
Because obviously
Um
she's a Malkavian ghoul, but she's not a Malkavian per se.
no. I imagine her being very soldier like. She'll
She
however I also
obeys
imagine
orders.
sorry.
She obeys orders. Does she wear a burqa?
If you want to give her a burqa, I
That
think
would be
that's
cool.
fine.
Why not?
Yeah. Um I I want her to be older too, so about 50-ish, because
Mhm.
I don't want competition in my life.
Right.
Competition means I will have to take them out.
Right. Right.
So
Right. So you choose an older lady
yeah,
who's
older lady.
well accomplished. She's a kind of
Yeah.
matron, if you like, but also she's a kind of a bit of a legend in her own right.
Yep.
So you've chosen her from among. Wow, she's quite a special and specific character. I wish I could do the voice of that lady in what's that TV show, The Expanse. She's got that really rough voice. I think she's Syrian or somewhere. I don't know where she's from. She might be
Oh,
Indian, actually. I have no idea. I could be entirely wrong, so I shouldn't guess. But she looks amazing, and she's an older lady, and she's got this really deep, gravelly voice. It's amazing.
a
Anyway,
bit like mine right now because I've lost it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Um, so you're at your house.
Yes. I'm going to be making Mimi some food. So she'll be sitting um, uh, on one of those like sort of tall chairs that line up with an island counter, and
Right.
I'm making a fruit salad for her.
hmm
Yeah,
And
with
she's
with big ass knives.
right. Let's see how she's behaving. She's quite good at the moment. She's quite calm. She's doing what she's told. She's eating. Um, she's not picking any of her uh, scabs,
Yeah.
anything like that, which she gets in trouble for sometimes.
Yes.
Things like that. The signs of
Don't
a
pick at them,
That's right.
Mimi.
She's learning not to drag out the signs of abuse.
Yeah,
All
on the
right.
head.
Right. Knock
Um,
those bad habits off right now.
mhm.
Okay.
um, I woke up a while ago. I'm actually humanities 6 now.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
So I'm
Okay.
looking damn fine. I'm also, seeing as I was with Jason for a bit, I've started taking up his skincare routine in the mornings and
Okay. So
afternoons.
with a humanity 6, I have a question. I have a quandary because I feel that
Sure.
your humanity would um, at least make you question what you were doing and what you had done.
Mm-hmm.
And you may have gone through a period of grief, or maybe you're going through that period of grief. And I guess the next question is like, obviously she's a Malkavian, so there's this insanity aspect, there's this delusional side to her,
Yeah, yeah,
um, which may just be that she just doesn't get it. She just
yeah.
doesn't. She has a high humanity. She just doesn't know what she's done wrong.
Yeah.
She just can't understand that she's actually just destroyed somebody's life and all of the shit has gone on. So which is it? Do you think?
Yeah, I think hmm, that's a good question. Maybe she just doesn't dwell on it. She's sort of accepted that this was her old self, and now she's moving forward with her life and trying to better herself.
Right. So
Um,
she's been through some sort of. I assume she's paid to go and see various expensive gurus and things who have
in
given
Aspen.
in
Yeah.
Aspen, and they've given her permission to forgive herself
Yeah, yeah,
and all of this type of stuff. And so she believes she's forgiven herself. She has forgiven herself as far as she's concerned. It must have been fairly genuine because she's now got 6 humanity.
yeah,
All right.
of course.
Okay.
And I care about people just a little bit more.
All right. Yep. More than you started, in fact,
Very much more than I started.
when you were human, weirdly
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're in your house. Tahira, we didn't get so far as to nail down certain specific and important aspects of this character. And the reason I didn't do that is because I wasn't sure where we were going to start. But as we're starting here in Chicago, um, is your character native to Chicago or is he a import from somewhere else? Has he come here on holiday? Is he here to go fishing?
Please press that button, my friend. Please press
Yes.
that button.
Yes. Otherwise, I'd just keep talking, and that's no one wants that.
There we go.
No, I had to think about it. I couldn't. Okay. No, he's not an import. He's been there for a while now.
Okay.
He's been there for a while, but normally they use him for other things.
Would you care to choose? Shall we go with Jurgis again as sire for this character? He's
Bit
the
of a
right.
cop out.
Well, it's a bit of a cop out. It's also that he happens to be the right generation.
Yeah.
That's really the main.
Are there any
issue.
more? Malkavian?
There's not a lot.
Sorry, Nos.
There
That's
are,
right.
but they're all in a very specific brood. So yeah,
Right.
choosing who to be sire is a little tricky in that regard. If you want to be a certain generation, it's basically Jurgis.
Okay.
I'll double check this for you because I would hate to shortchange you.
While you're doing that, let me show you my shot glass, which is the size of. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's bats.
Actually, you know what? I lie. You have 4 choices.
There you go. Look at you. Look at
You
you.
have 4 choices now. So you can choose between Elisbieta, Jurgis, Peter, and Tammy.
Peter, I got a chicken for you. Or something. Along those lines.
And if you choose Peter, that will be confusing because your name is also Peter, I think.
Oh my god. Maybe
And
that's the reason why you were chosen.
I cannot hear your voice. Your voice is not coming through to me.
Okay. Elisbieta.
Elisbieta?
Elisbieta, yeah.
Elisbieta. All right, perfect. She's great.
She's sweet. You played her so well.
All right, cool. All right, so she's for your information here, she has like an 8 humanity, so she's a pretty decent person as well, despite her rather fugly features.
She must have felt pity for me then. or something.
I guess so. Yeah. So we'll come back to that. And she's also happens to be about the right age too, actually, which is good.
Okay, cool.
Oh fuck, is she? Yeah. No. What am I talking about?
Oh, jeez.
No, that works. That works.
Okay. All right.
All right. Cool. Okay. So what are you doing then this evening?
I am in my haven, minding my own business.
Minding your own business.
Yeah.
Good. I like to hear that. And what does minding your own business look like, and what does this haven consist of?
Oh, oh.
Be back. Just give me a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Okay. You have two exactly.
Right.
Uh,
All right. So we'll go back to you.
right. Yes.
So you're in your house, and you're dealing with Mimi, and okay. All right.
We have a routine because otherwise I will be in turmoil.
Yeah.
So after I feed her, I'm going to put her on the like in front of the TV, put on some Hello Kitty. Oh, I'm going to feed the actual cat I have, the actual cat kitty, and I'm going to do some meditation somewhere. I think like it's good to do meditation. It'll help me focus. And inside my mind, I'm thinking like how to get Christopher.
Yeah.
I'm coming up with plans in my head.
Coming up with plans.
Yeah.
And what's the deal with him at the moment? You haven't seen him for a while.
I just got back.
Right.
Like it's not like I haven't been off task. This whole journey that I've been going through, it's for him.
Right.
So I'm always thinking about him.
Right. So your humanity is in service to this delusion.
Exactly.
Right.
I need to be nicer to look good for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. How often do you see him? Like, how much do you stalk him?
I'd say quite a bit since I've been back. It would be
every day, all night, rather.
I would love to do that. If I can, I would. I don't want to get caught for it though.
And right, because you don't have obfuscate because you are anti-cameras.
No, I'm pro cameras.
You're pro cameras, but yeah.
I'm anti-obfuscate.
Anti-obfuscate.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, that's me.
Okay, so how much do you think is reasonable then? What you've tried?
Okay, well, one thing I want to try is I want to like introduce myself to the neighborhood, but really it's for his sake, so I get to talk to him, introduce him to Mimi, and sort of put my foot in the door.
So do you have like a what do you call it, like a housewarming party, and invite the neighborhood to your house when you move in?
Could do that, yeah.
I mean, that could be something somebody suggests. Who's your nearest retainer that might suggest that?
It's probably Willa.
Right.
Probably
Willa.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
very
a
good.
Smart cookie.
Right. So she makes the suggestion to you, and
I've got a new like picture as well because I worked on my appearance as well.
Right. So it hasn't been that long since who was it in his family that recently died in the lake?
Wife and children.
Right.
3 children.
His wife and
his wife.
3 children died in the lake. So he's living in this house, but he's kind of a shell of his former self.
Perfect.
No,
beat him down.
absolutely devastated, and in fact, he can barely. On the day of the thing, the soiree that you're holding, he can't even make it over there. So Willa goes and takes him a drink and talks to him and convinces him to come over, and she holds his hand and brings him back over to the house for you.
That's nice. It better be for me because I don't want anyone touching him.
Right, of course. Well, I think you trust her
Watch yourself.
implicitly. She does. She will do anything, I believe, to keep herself absolutely free of any kind of implication in that sense. She's as you say, she's a smart cookie. Okay, so yeah, so you get this opportunity to see him. Do you feed on him?
Not on him, no.
Never.
No.
So you're not interested in his blood?
No. She wants to earn his love normally, and she wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's kind of off limits. He's this like shining beacon in her life.
Right. I see.
Maybe she'll save like his blood, until they get married.
I see, for that special occasion.
Yeah.
All right. Fair call. Okay, so meanwhile, Peter.
Yes.
What are you doing? You're in your haven, is that correct? This is some sort of underground haven. It's made up of a couple of chambers. It's is it sort of part of the whole underground network of tunnels that pre-existed, or is this something else?
This is a whole underground tunnel thing that pre-existed.
Okay, so it's part of the subway system and the sewer system.
Yeah.
And all of that fun stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there is a banging at your door, and I don't mean just your door, but your innermost door, which is a surprise because not many people can get that far without having alerted you already. And this can mean only one thing, that it is in fact your sire, for she is the only other person who knows how to get past those traps and alarms and alerts. And now she's banging at your innermost door on the metal steel door, behind which there is a steam valve.
Come in.
And you hear the steam valve decompress as the door opens, and there's a sound of the change of air pressure as Alzabieta steps into your room over the door, which is about a foot high. She drags her dirty robes into your room and turns to you, and she adjusts her bandages on her cap, and she turns to you with her sort of small, pointed face, and she says, "You have a new mission, Peter. There's a new mission for you. It has come down to me from Khalid."
If that is what he wishes, he shall have what he wishes.
Peter, you know this. You know the Malkavian. I know they're all crazy, but the crazy one, the one that will kill everything on sight.
What about her?
No, him.
Him?
But I'm getting to her. That was the point. You skipped a
Oh,
whole.
sorry.
Jumped a whole. Leap
Sorry,
of
I thought you
information.
meant her. I thought you meant her.
It's all right.
Okay. Let's do. Okay, we'll redo that. Sorry.
That's all right.
All right.
We're playing in the same direction. That's a good thing.
What about him?
He has returned from. They say it's from Aspen, the place where the expensive skiing is to be had and holidays.
Then that must mean they have some people missing in Aspen. How is that our problem?
This Malkavian returned from Aspen with his child. She was last seen leaving the city with him some months ago, but it was only by one of Tyler's ghouls.
No, it's childer.
That's true.
Broodmate.
Broodmate, yeah. corrected. Standing corrected I am.
Don't worry, it's fine.
At least you are standing. I am down on the ground.
So, my request then is that you find this broodmate and you watch her. She has been deemed dangerous by others before. She is one of the failed members of the Chicago Queen coterie. All
that-
but dead.
Yeah, that is what I was about to say. Is that not all but dead?
Correct. They are all but dead. And so this one has come back to Chicago. Does she know if she is still part of this coterie? What will she do? Does she have intentions? I wish to know these types of things. Does she intend to fight the Sabbat? Does she realize that her broodmate has been implicated as a member of their sect?
And for these things, we cannot send her a letter or a text.
That is your department now, broodmate, childer.
Thank you.
Most welcome. Get to know the little one and see if she is dangerous to us. Then see if she is useful.
As you wish.
Good, good. She pats you on the head. I brought you these for your rats. She gives you a bag of grubs.
Thank you. They will appreciate it.
And she leaves. Right. Mercy. So you're still in the apartment. Mimi's getting tired now. It's probably time for her to go to bed. So do you put her to bed, and Willa assists you to put her to bed, and I think maybe Willa hires a nurse, maybe someone to watch her. Do you think, directly or indirectly?
I'd rather not.
You'd rather
But,
not. Well, she might
yeah.
have suggested it. Okay.
Okay, right. Well, if you suggest it, well, then I would agree. But you got to make him trustworthy, or I got to make him trustworthy or something.
Willa says, I think I understand, ma'am. I will keep an eye out for the right candidate.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I tuck Mimi in. I give her a midnight story, nighttime story.
Yep.
And it's obviously Hello Kitty.
Okay.
Then we leave her to sleep.
Okay. Very good. And then what do you do? Now that she's drifted off into the
Go
land
downstairs.
of... Yeah.
Yeah. Have a further chat with Willa.
Okay. Yes, things are what they are. Is there any particular thing you want to talk about?
We've been training Mimi when I'm asleep.
Training, and what is your implication? Training her.
Okay, well, I need her to learn, like, I want her to be smart. I don't want to be like me and, from the streets and all that. But I also want her to be, I want her to be good with knives. Like, I got her this, like, really sweet set of Hello Kitty knives. Got a Hello Kitty butterfly knife over here. I know she's quite young. So I've kind of like dulled them down a bit so she won't get hurt, because I'm so worried about her hurting herself anymore. But yeah, I want her to be streetwise, yeah, and street smart.
Streetwise and street smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I see. And you want her to be smart too.
Yeah. Well, I want her to be a all-round awesome chick when she gets older. I want her to be prepared for, becoming a vampire. Because I'm gonna make her a vampire, but not till she's an adult.
Right. I see. Okay. All right. So she gets the gist of that, I think.
Good.
Okay. So she'll be trained from childhood in everything from fighting to killing to hunting, the works. She will have no pity. She might be a problem when she gets big.
That's the world's problem.
Right. But
Yeah.
you might still be here to deal with it. So there's this
As long as she knows that I'm her Messiah.
Well, don't worry, because I don't think the prince or the primogen are going to forget that you're her sire. When or the archons, they probably won't forget either.
Mm-hmm.
A little matter of the fourth tradition.
She's only 4 years old. This is gonna be amazing. Teach her some like karate or whatever.
Right.
The other ones.
Okay. So while you're having this conversation with your retainer, Peter, what do you do? I'm assuming time's passing, and time right now is a bit fluid. So I'm aiming for these two parallel time zones to intersect some point.
I am moving rapidly towards what I know to be her home.
I see. Okay.
Roof to roof, house to house, wire to wire.
Right.
Every kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. So you are acrobating it
in
her direction.
Yeah.
All right. Fair call. And you have a decent enough level of obfuscate to be able to manage that without too much hassle. What if any security measures is he likely to encounter upon arriving at or near your house? Besides the gates to the gated community, it is a gated community that you have to get inside. So
kind of haven't really got too much sorted. We haven't got any like technology sorted yet.
Right. You wouldn't need too much inside a gated community either, to be fair.
But I'm a vampire, so, yeah. Kind of want to step it up a little bit more than mortals.
The average person. Yeah.
I just haven't got around to it. But yeah, I'm very perceptive.
Yeah.
Also, I've got all specs, so.
Right. Makes sense. Okay. So maybe you should make a perception check. Barry, you should make a stealth check.
Good.
I assume I'm making that.
Yes.
At this precise moment.
So weird. We're back, baby. That is not right. Okay.
Okay.
3 successes. No, 4. Sorry, 4.
4.
Dice them out.
Dexterity and stealth. I'm pretty sure I oversold that whole dice amount business. Okay, what do we got here? 2 successes. What did you say you got?
4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that despite obfuscate, you can still set off kind of noises and things. And so as you're moving through that yard, the neighbor's dog starts barking at you as you're coming around the corner. It's literally the neighbor's dog. It's not even her security or anything.
Interesting.
So you hear the dog start barking like a mad thing.
I stand up and I go over to the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of knives and a knife block there sticking up.
It's a real nice knife block set.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Is it stylized in any way? Is it like retro or 60s retro or something like that? Could be cool, but I don't know, whatever.
She's very much like, I want to be a suburban housewife.
Right.
So she'll shop wherever the suburban housewives do for $19.99. So it would be very much like IKEA if that's a thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Totally. Okay.
But the knives, however, are going to be fucking awesome. Like probably from Japan or something.
Right.
Real sharp.
Japanese or German, those would be my picks
I
personally.
know. She probably has them both.
Yeah.
She likes knives. She'll just get out the old swing,
Okay.
sharpen them up a bit.
So, Barry, we're going to make a perception check to see what you can see from the outside. Let's see if you can see all of this shing business going on. Perception and alertness. Here we go. 3 successes. Yeah, I mean, unless you, is this on the ground floor or something like that, or is it on the second
Ground
floor?
floor.
It's all ground floor. So you can just see straight through the plate glass windows, I'm imagining, unless you've got all the curtains closed.
I wanted to see.
Yeah. But it's not him that you want to see. But yes, yep. Okay.
I want whoever is out there to know I'm a force to be reckoned with.
And also a suburban housewife.
Yeah.
And definitely a human.
Mm.
Right. So that's what you can see from outside. So what's going through Peter's mind right now?
I am thinking. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I am thinking. Very interesting. She knows how to sharpen them. I know how to throw them and use them. This could be fun. Okay.
We're gonna kill each other? So what's gonna happen?
Hey.
Well, that wouldn't cause aggravated wounds, so you could just like have knife throwing fights for fun, you know.
He gets his way over at full pelt.
Okay.
And
are you still outside the building at this point, right?
Yeah. He's going to a back door.
Okay, towards the back door. Okay, so all right. And are you still obfuscating while you're doing this? It's still stealthy?
Yep.
Okay.
I have to be because I'm not what people would want to see.
Right. All right. So you get to the back door. What's at the back door, Mercy? Sage? Cersei?
It's probably pretty plain. There's probably some like flower pots.
Right.
Yeah, very.
It's got a
what
fence.
You'd expect. Yeah. Like the whole thing would be fenced. There's like houses next to me and whatnot. But
right.
Yeah.
Right. Is there a car parking spot there or anything like that, or?
It would probably be at the front.
Yeah.
It's most likely to be at the front.
Front with a garage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking maybe I should put these in the toaster. If I put these in the toaster, that makes them hot, and it will. Maybe I won't do that yet. I don't know what I'm up against.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and look out the windows.
Okay, you can make a perception check. Perception alertness. Barry, what are you doing? You're at the back door.
I'm writing a little note in a pad I have.
Okay. Scribbling in the dark.
Yep.
Or perhaps under the porch light.
Under the porch light, scribbling.
All right.
Would like to meet over. I'm over to your left. I have questions. Please. Okay. And I stick it on the door and knock on the door.
Okay.
And then go away over to my left and wait.
Okay.
Open the door.
Okay, so this is where your perception checks.
I put my knife behind my back.
How many perceptions did you roll?
I rolled one.
You rolled one perception.
But I've got one success, but yeah.
Well, that's one success is enough to notice the note on the door.
Can I see? Could I have a look for a person after seeing the note?
There's nobody around.
All right, I read the note.
Well, I think you heard the man.
Yeah, I walk to my left. It's left, right.
That's what he
That's
said.
right, left,
That's what
left,
it said.
right.
Left to the left. There's a
All right.
50-50 chance of getting it right.
Yep. I still have the knife behind my back.
Mhm.
Now he conceals himself in a place nicely.
Between the trees
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the fence.
Oh, he gets up the fence, up the tree, and he's up a tree.
Okay.
What's
That's
your like obfuscate level?
It's not
It
super high.
it's
I've
2,
got-
but he got up the tree before you come to the door. If you
Okay.
know what I mean. He
Because I've got
went.
Auspex 3, so just be aware. I can see through your bullshit.
Oh, she does have Allspec 3.
You won't necessarily see through a bush.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I mean, you still have to make a check to see.
Okay.
She has the potential to see through it, but now it's reliant on your stealth check, Barry. So we're actually going to make a stealth check for you. So that. So 2 successes on the stealth check. So yeah, I think that's still one higher than the perception check. So despite whether or not you potentially could have seen him, the
How
stealth.
quiet was he?
Yeah, he was pretty quiet.
I've got heightened senses, so.
Well, I think that you get the feeling you've definitely got
Is someone gonna be
the
around here?
no, there's somebody here. I mean, there's a
The
fucking
note
note.
mentioned it. Yeah.
There's literally a note says there's somebody here, so you kind
Yeah.
of know that much. So as to
Come
where
out,
he is
come out,
exactly,
wherever you are.
I'm around.
all right,
Okay, Batman, come down.
Gonna make another stealth check for that one.
Oh, I like that. Thank you very much. Now, I have questions.
Oh. Well, your stealth evaporates at that point. Good.
Yeah. He knows.
Yep.
He's high enough that she would
Right.
have a hard time to get him.
Okay.
I throw knives too, by the way.
I have simple questions.
Right.
And after you answer these questions, you will never have to put up with me again.
Okay, Batman. All right.
Okay.
Do you want to come inside this? I mean, the neighborhood is sleeping right now.
No, you got
My
shut.
daughter's upstairs. Just come on.
I've heard of your reputation with knives.
Okay, good. Well, come in. I'm offering you a chance to come in. We're being annoying to the people in the neighborhood.
Oh, good point. Good point. Just move a little back.
I move a little back.
Right.
I just
Don't
start
be-
going in my house.
Don't be frightened. And he obfuscates as soon as he hits the ground.
Okay. Into invisible obfuscate.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you can make a stealth check, and she can make a perception check because her Auspex is still higher.
Yeah.
No, I just don't want her to see me. I don't care if she's.
Maybe
that's-
though.
You know what I
it's-
mean.
I do know what you mean. You're doing it as a character choice,
Yeah.
but you did get 3 successes, Barry.
Okay.
My dice roll is broke.
What do you mean?
I don't know why. Oh, here we go. Sorry.
Two
So
successes.
three in total because of the dice amount.
Okay, so they equal out.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the tie to Barry in that one.
It's fine. Well, I've walked into my house now, and I'm waiting at the door.
All right. So you go into the house. You're waiting at the door. Barry, what do you do? What does Peter do?
Okay. I come in.
All right.
Now,
Still
what
obfuscated.
Okay.
I close and lock the door.
How long do you wait for that, or do you accidentally slam it in his face?
I
as
don't
he's
know. I
walking
can't
through
see
the
him.
door?
I've given him a timer. If he's not in within the amount of time,
All right.
I'm counting to
I'm
4.
here. I'm
Okay,
here.
good. I close the door, lock it. This
Okay.
is Willa. Willa, this is nobody. Disembodied voice.
Okay, so Willa, let's talk about Willa. She's standing in the corner. She's wearing like a long brown robe, looking like essentially like she's a religious Muslim. Does it make sense? There's nothing much more to that. I don't know enough about it to add too many more details, but
fine. You can add as much details as you like. Give her a personality.
All right. Okay, so she's standing in the corner, and what you do notice is that despite her modest dress, she's holding a pistol.
Oh, that's not friendly.
No.
She says,
We're
this
being
is-
cautious.
She's wearing a veil, by the way, Barry. She says, just a precaution. We don't know you.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Come in.
Okay. He makes himself visual.
Mhm.
And he's basically wearing like a ninja costume, but it's all crooked. His body doesn't seem to be, and soon as he does, he shrinks to the ground and stays on the ground. He's big, but he goes down on the ground.
Oh, okay,
Puts
so he's
himself
like
on the
crouching? Or...
Yeah,
Okay, sweet.
it's like a style of crouching you've never seen.
Okay, you do you, buddy. If you want, you can take a seat, but
No, I'm
no shoes on the upholstery, please.
I'm fine on the ground. Thank you.
So, questions.
I have questions. You are Merci?
That's me.
Check one. Okay. This is going to be easy then. Now, are you going to be any difficulty to the Nosferatu?
The only Nosferatu I had actually, I was about to say the only issue I had with the Nosferatu was Khalid, but no, there was also Tony Perez. Are you gonna be one of those two? If you're gonna be one of those two, you could just leave now.
I'm just supposed to report things.
Who are you reporting to?
Who do you think? Come on,
God, it better not be Khalid. I swear to God. He almost took blood from us, but I was smart, and I learned from Mr. Jugular that you can't go around demanding stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I hate that guy. Well, he told me something, so that's pretty cool.
okay. It's always good when someone teaches you something.
That's right, Batman. Yeah.
Now,
So
now don't worry. I'm not here to cause trouble. I just want to know a few things. Now, are you aware that the Queen's coterie doesn't exist anymore? You're the only, well, not much of a coterie. It kind of exists, but it doesn't. You're gonna go back into that.
wait, what?
You're gonna go back into that?
I mean, nobody's really. I mean, I just got back, so I haven't really decided what I was going to do.
Okay.
I'd like to be prepared though, because
Wait a minute. She hasn't really decided what she's gonna do. That's good.
are you talking to someone else?
I'm writing it down.
Okay.
I gotta remember this stuff. If I don't remember the stuff, people I work for are very upset.
Okay. Right, whatever.
Okay, now listen. Next question.
Okay. Right.
Okay. You probably won't tell me this, but where you been?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
I already know anyway.
Got me.
Yeah, I got you. Anyway, also, I would like to, Russell, out of game, what else did I have to ask?
Well, you're certainly banging through this very quickly, I must admit. You just kind of made quick work of what could have been months of job.
I don't know why people think it's so difficult.
I love that.
It's really easy when you knock on the door.
Right.
Yeah. What else would you like?
I think you pretty much got most of it, really. I mean,
Well-
how would she be useful? That was the question. That was the real question.
Okay.
So,
Would you be useful in any way to the Nosferatu people?
I don't know.
She don't know if she would be useful to the Nosferatu people in any way. So I put a question mark on that one.
Yeah, thank you.
See,
Yeah, thank you.
There's a question mark on that. Look, I understand you got a daughter.
Yeah.
I got this doll for her. It's not much of a doll,
Right. Yeah.
but
Okay. Right.
you know, it's all I could get in such. Well, you know, we just met, so here is the doll, and I hope she enjoys it. And that's all my questions. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you very much. Now,
You know, I'd say I'll see you up, but you obfuscate so well. So I don't think I'll
so
see you.
should you.
Should me?
You obfuscate. You don't you obfuscate too?
Hell no.
Why not? It's an experience.
Because I see the future.
Oh, you see the future.
Yeah, the future
Can
is
I-
cameras and technology.
Can I
Sorry, what?
can I write that down? Hang on. She sees the future. Like if I show you my hand,
Right, yeah.
will you be able to tell me what's gonna happen to me?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, give me your hand.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, sure. Give
It's a bit funny. It's a bit okay. All right, there it is. There it is, right there for you
right.
to see. Yeah, right there.
See this line here. Well, this line is quite short. It's your unlife line. It's short because if you take any of like my information to your superiors,
Yeah.
that's how long your life will be.
Oh well. Oh well. That's really sad because I'm gonna have to give. Well, look at the information I have, and I'm a nurse writer. Give me a break.
all right.
Give a man a break. Come on. A nice lady like you. Well, actually, I hear that you're not so nice sometimes.
From home, I'm a delight.
That's what I hear.
Who
But
said I was not nice?
you know, I don't
Delectable.
I don't go on other people's opinions. I make up opinions of my own.
Okay, good.
You've been a nice lady and answered the door and let me in, and you know, I think you're a nice lady. So
it's I mean, it's easier to get your prey into the trap if you just invite them in through the front door.
that's right. You gonna trap me now?
You are trapped, my friend.
Oh no, I'm not trapped.
But I think, you know, I'm a different person. I'm going to let you out. Okay?
Okay.
You're okay.
Oh, by the way, should you need my help, this is my cell phone number.
Wait, who the hell are you? I'm just gonna write Batman on the phone. You don't have to introduce yourself to me. It's fine.
I don't mind. You call me Batman if you like.
Okay.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I like Batman. In fact, that's where I got some of my ideas from.
Oh, okay.
Well, as you can see, I'm somewhat disabled.
Wait, are you?
I am. Have you ever seen anybody with a body like mine?
I don't.
So you better start
know.
describing it, Barry.
Yeah.
All right. The legs are not quite normal, and they're kind of withered. And you noticed when he was visible, when he was standing, he had trouble staying standing up. You would have noticed that. And his body is pretty. The only person I can acquaint it to, it's like a Bruce Lee body, but it's withered. It's not exactly, you know.
Yeah.
It's very withered, and there's holes in it, and marks, and damage, and
Oh, okay, right.
things like that. You can see it through the ninja-like clothes he's got, little bits and pieces coming through.
I'm really impressed that you can climb up stuff with what you got working here. It's a good
Ah,
job.
I'm really impressed at your choice of knives.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, this one's not gonna. It's gonna cut pretty well.
All I mean to do is like if it's a human or a ghoul, I can kill them straight out, right? But if it's a vampire, I'll just chop off the arms and legs, and then I'll put you somewhere.
I can see how that's gonna work.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Put you
Well,
in the fireplace or
here's
something.
my cell phone number if you need it. And
Okay. I put it into my phone. It's Batman.
okay.
Okay, Batman
All right.
is in your phone.
I'll be going now.
Okay.
Right. Have a good night, everybody. Okay. He scuttles off and
All right.
disappears. He scuttles off like a spider or something. Kind of like that.
I'll lay him out the door.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be too loud. Don't wake up the neighborhood with your loud yelling, okay?
Because that's what you were going to do.
He doesn't answer.
Okay.
All right. So
Nice
he
lock.
disappears off into the night. And what do you in fact do, Barry?
I stick around a bit and just watch. Just watch. I choose a place that I can see the house clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Take out my night binoculars
Mm-hmm.
and sit and watch.
Okay.
And
Obfuscated, of course.
if it gets a bit personal, I don't watch anymore.
Right. So from maybe under a tree near the
Yeah.
fence in the shadows,
Yep.
with the binoculars, sitting there
Yep.
amongst the leaves,
Yep.
leaning back against the tree.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And what
I'm
is he?
playing with Kitty.
Okay.
That's all you'll probably see me do for the time being. Until
That's
she
all right. That's all right. That's what they've
So-
told me to do. Just watch, and that's all I'm gonna do.
All right. So after a while, what do you end up doing beyond that?
I make my report. I tell them that at the moment she doesn't look like a danger to anybody, and she's just trying to settle in. But I will keep an eye on her and continue to make my report. And I don't make this report to Khalid.
Okay. You make it to Elzbieta.
Yeah, I make it to Elzbieta, not to Khalid. I don't have much to do with Khalid.
Right. Fair call. Okay. Good. And in the rest of the evening, Mercy. What do you do?
Okay, well, aside from playing with the cat, watching some more Hello Kitty, gonna what am I gonna do? I guess
Mimi
put around
wakes
the
up
house.
once or twice and has to be put back to bed. She
She
has,
only needs like 3 hours.
yeah, but she has nightmares when she does sleep sometimes.
Okay, yeah, I'll put her back to bed.
She dreams about this family that were living in this house somewhere that were all murdered. She doesn't know who they are though.
It's okay, sweetheart. It's fine. I had the same dreams too.
You have the impression there's things about the dream that she's not telling you. There's something else about the dream that terrifies her, but you're not sure what it is.
Hey, sweetheart, is
Hmm.
there anything more to that?
What?
Come on, you can tell me.
Like what?
Okay, I will look into her eyes, mesmerize her, and say, tell me the entirety of your dream.
Okay, she tells you that it is mommy stalking around the house, murdering this family who she doesn't recognize.
Oh, you don't need to be scared of mommy, okay? Mommy won't ever hurt you.
Okay,
Tuck her in.
all right. So,
Put a little Hello Kitty nightlight on.
Can Peter hear this conversation from outside? Does he get close enough to listen into these discussions? Does he?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
You can try.
because he's got binoculars from under the tree right now, so that's
Yeah.
kind of
But
when
the
she-
binoculars don't hear things.
yeah, exactly. So how?
But he can read lips.
All right.
He can't read the child's lips. He can only read things' lips.
That's gonna be a point in linguistics.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take that. Yeah.
I'll give it to you. I think that's quite good. All right.
When I get downstairs, I'm going to put on a cassette tape of learning French.
Learning
French,
French. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. So you're hearing bonsoir, bonsoir.
And he's
Bonsoir.
going. He's going. Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Je m'appelle Merci. Je m'appelle Merci.
Yeah.
Je m'appelle Peter. Je m'appelle
Oui,
Peter.
oui,
Oui.
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 Non, non, monsieur. Non, non, monsieur.
I love it. Yeah, that's what she'll be doing.
And that's
Qu'est-ce que
basically
c'est?
what he's doing.
C'est une règle. Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est une règle. Fermez la porte.
What the
And
fuck?
report.
Fermez la bouche.
Yeah.
This is my level of French, by the way. This is about as far as I got. About 2 years of French. Okay. So you're listening to this French tape basically
Yeah.
going on in the background, a CD.
Yeah.
Okay. And if, I have this sense that you went in through the back door. Why did I think that, or an open window?
No, I won't enter her house unless
Okay.
she wants me to enter.
All right. Fair
Or
call.
she's in trouble or something.
All right. So you stay strictly on the outside,
Yep.
but you adjust your view so that you can see her lips for the
Yep.
lip readings.
Yep.
Can I see Christopher's house from here?
You can see his house, but it's all boarded up. He's got all his windows shut, his curtains are shut. It's very dark. Right now it's very dark. It's all the lights are off. It's the middle of the night. You assume he's asleep
Mhm.
by himself.
It's the way I like it.
Right.
Until he becomes mine.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just like keeping an eye out on him in between chapters or something. I don't know.
All right.
Do I notice she's interested in a certain area at all?
Not yet. Not yet. It will take a little bit of time to work that out.
Okay.
It'll
Fair
take
enough.
a couple of days of observation unless she really gives it away somehow.
Yeah, a couple of nights. I'll be
Yeah,
observation him.
So I'll
Yes.
go upstairs.
Mhm.
I'm going to get changed into like some suburban housewife running gear.
Right.
And I'm going to go for a midnight run.
Midnight jogging. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep up with her.
Okay, so you're going to follow her along
Yeah.
just a little way back. Okay.
Yeah.
I have my small knives on me. Always have knives.
Alright.
Yeah.
Very good.
Like I'll do the Walkman thing like her brother. But I probably won't be listening to the same music. I'm not interested in Whitney Houston.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so you've got your CD player and your headphones on. I don't know why I think it's bright yellow. It's kind of, I don't know. Mind you, it's 1999. It's 99, so it doesn't have to be bright yellow yet.
it's either gray, black, or red. That's her color scheme.
Right.
So one of those colors.
One of those colors. All right. Well, I guess it's black then.
Black it is.
Okay. So you got your CD Walkman, you got your headphones on, you're running in your leotards or your 90s version of whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And you're traipsing about the neighborhood in the middle of the night, followed by a Nosferatu.
He's out of shape.
Both of you
He's
can
in a
make
weird shape.
perception alertness checks, please.
This is so funny. I love this.
don't- Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be 2.
Four
Damn.
successes.
It's real good.
Far out, Barry. That was 4 successes.
Yeah.
In the distance, Barry, at least you hear something going down in another neighborhood. It's a way away, but something's just gone down. There's like you can hear helicopters and shit going on over there.
Is it near Merci?
Not here, no. It's like another neighborhood again. You're in a closed, gated community, so this is like a different.
Okay, well, I wasn't told to investigate that.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Nobody told me to investigate that.
Yep. No, fair enough. Okay, so you keep going on
Nobody
around.
told me.
Right.
Yep. Keep going on this run.
All right. I guess we need to make stealth checks and perception checks because after all, her specs is still better than yours. Obfuscate. But I might have to fix that by the end of this game because that's a bit unfair.
4 in total.
4 in total?
Yeah.
Wow. Dexterity and stealth. Here we go. Really? 1 success? Okay. So you know you're being followed.
She probably can feel it.
Yeah.
I get out my one of my tiny knives, turn around and throw it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like hurt the
Anyone.
person who's obviously him because he was here before.
Right.
I'm just trying to make it knowing that I know he's there.
Right. So how much is this knife worth, by the way?
It was a small knife. We got them from
Deli Plaza, right?
Deli Plaza. Yeah, I stole them.
You stole them from Deli.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, so you throw this knife. You want to make a dex,
And it depends if it's balanced correctly. You can't just throw a knife in here throwing knife.
dex and melee.
Yeah.
Seven motherfucking successes. Okay, to dex and dodge.
If you dodge, you could dodge right into the way of the dagger because I wasn't aiming for him.
You weren't aiming for him. What were you aiming at?
There are probably fences around. They're probably
Okay, so like a post or something.
yeah.
Okay, so you're aiming at the post. Well, you hit the post dead.
There are posts.
Let's see if we do a.
If you think that I'm going to hit you, you probably want to dodge. But please don't dodge in the way of the thing.
So you're thinking you're higher up, Barry? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm higher up.
That's true, and amongst the trees.
Oh, on that case, it will probably hit the tree.
But how would you be following her if higher up like that? I'm not sure you could do that. She's jogging. You have to be jogging behind
Building
her
to
keep
building.
up. It's too hard. These houses are too far apart. You'd make too much noise every time you landed. You'd be going through people's roofs.
Poison blade doesn't.
Not in this area. Not in this zone. This is a residential zone. These are houses. This is not a stack of flats next to each other. You know, like a few feet apart from each other. These are houses. Like like jumping from your house to
roof. Then
you can't go roof to roof. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
I'll go ground to ground.
Ground to ground.
Yeah, I'll go fast as I can on the ground.
You can go tree to tree. You can go car to car.
Naruto run.
That's
that'll put dents in the cars.
Well, not necessarily on the cars, but behind the cars. You could do that.
Yeah, okay, I'll go car to car.
Just moving along on the surface behind the cars.
Okay.
That will totally work. Okay, so Dex and Stealth. Let's have another crack at that. Oh, we have 3 successes at that anyway. Well, in any case, you still are aware that this person is following you. The knife clatters. The knife goes directly into the signpost and hits like a missing dog sign or something like that. It's like somebody's missing dog.
Yeah.
Mufti. There you go.
In the echoes of the night, you hear, "Nice throw."
Why are you following me? I go and I click my dagger.
I'm Nosferatu. What else can I do?
You could, I don't know, get a hobby.
You are my hobby.
That sounds so fucked up.
You should like that then, from what I've heard.
Hey man, the whole world's crazy, okay? Yeah, I got the crazy blood, but like, who isn't nuts nowadays?
So do me a favor, nice lady. Let me do my job. I won't hurt you or your family.
So you want me to allow you to stalk me? Is that what you're trying to ask?
Well, you know, people stalk people. What can I say? It's my job.
What? Dude, I think you should get a better job.
I wish I could. But you see what I look like. I couldn't get a job to save myself.
That's not true. It's not true.
Ah, so you're gonna let me do my job?
No, I'm just gonna run twice as hard.
Okay.
I start
At
jogging and build up to a faster run.
Okay.
You got celerity?
No.
Neither do you, so don't get
No, I don't. But he can move. He
I've
can
got
move.
legs.
You've seen me move at my top rate, and that's when I was older. I was a lot faster then.
Well, I mean, you can
Younger.
spend blood to heal broken limbs and make
Yeah.
them go if you want.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
What?
I'll do that. I'm just doing my job.
If I find someone, I'm like, help! I'm being chased.
Let's see if there's anybody here.
Help me! Help me!
There's a car with a bunch of dudes sitting in it, parked up on the side of the road.
Is the window open?
The window's open and you can smell weed.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna run past them, and as I do, I'm like, help! I'm being chased.
They stumble out of the car like, what? What's up, lady?
I'm being chased. Please help me.
They look around like, you're not being chased. What are you talking about? They start chasing you.
What? I guess I can run. These guys are stoners, so what are they gonna do?
Yeah,
They're gonna give up pretty quick.
Two of them have already given up.
Yeah.
One of them keeps going for a little while, and before long he gives up.
What the fuck?
Right, and now
Bad
you're
neighborhood.
on your own, running again around
Yeah.
this bend, past some trees, down near the pond at the bottom of the gated community. And if you keep following this way, it's going to lead you back up again the other side, back to where your house is.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. So eventually, about half an hour later, you get back to your house.
Huh.
Maybe not half an hour, maybe 10
And then I'm
minutes.
gonna look out for Batman.
All right. Does Batman turn up?
Yeah, he'll turn up.
And what?
And just climb, go by the tree, under the tree, and
Okay.
be comfortable.
So will she see him there? I suppose so, because her Auspex is still high. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she can see him there, but does she let on that she can see him there?
Yep.
All right. So
And
what
then
are
I'm
you
gonna
standing
go
on your
inside.
balcony, like looking at him, or what?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He smiles as best he can, but he can't really smile.
Yeah.
It's really difficult for him to smile.
All right.
We just have a staring contest.
Does he? And does he put two and two together, and is he, and realize that she's looking at him through Obfuscate?
Oh, yeah. He should make some sort of check. I mean, I think there's a fairly decent chance that he would recognize that. Let's have a look. Let's see what that would.
Oh my goodness.
Wits and investigation. There we go. Well, that's 3 successes, I believe.
Mm.
So yeah, I think you think there's a pretty high chance she can see through your obfuscate, and if anything, you have in fact answered your elder's questions with this fact alone.
All right. I've got what I wanted.
I
Got
can
what
hear
wanted.
you.
No,
I'm
you
glad you got what you
can't.
wanted. Now
You
piss off.
can't hear him.
I can. I've got heightened senses.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, that's fair.
See,
Now you
Now
know
I've
that.
waken up the whole neighborhood from
That was
yelling.
me talking to Russell, but I didn't make it clear. Yeah.
Fair enough.
You were talking to yourself and you wrote on the notepad.
That's true. That's true. You got to be consistent. One of the
Okay. Okay. I'll do that thing, whatever it is. That
Right.
one. Okay. Anyway, it's too late. Yeah, he says, I got what I wanted. Thanks.
I know. Okay, bye. Gonna go inside my house and close all the curtains.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mercy, just as you're about to close the curtains, can you make a perception check?
5. Well,
5 successes. You think you saw a light flick on across the street at your beau's house. Somewhere in there, there's like, you think you saw a light.
okay. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep my curtains closed, but I'm gonna pop out like the binoculars
All right.
and just look.
All right.
Yeah.
Peter, what are you doing?
I didn't go. I'm under the tree.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Good. You went around the tree and came back again.
Yeah. So I wasn't lying. I went and came back.
Right. Okay. So you're
Oh
watching
dear.
all
Yeah,
of this again.
I'm watching.
Very good. Okay, Mercy, what are you doing? You're looking at his house through the binoculars. Okay, so through the front window, you can barely see. Down a corridor, you think you can see a light. Could be a, hard to say what that is. Could be a
Heightened
bathroom,
senses.
maybe. Yeah, you think maybe it's a bathroom light. Like maybe somebody got up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. Yeah. He's probably standing up right now. He's probably in that hallway.
Okay, I keep watching.
Yeah. Then
I'm like swoon.
after a long minute of tension,
Oh god.
the light goes out.
Okay, I put my binoculars down, close up. Yeah.
Then you see it go back on again.
What? Okay. Binoculars.
And then it goes out.
What is happening? I put my binoculars down.
Okay. Very good.
Swing for the light to go back on.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
I'm almost tempted to sneak in the house and go and turn the light on again.
Well, we should check to see whether you can see the light going on or not.
Okay, let's see if I can do that.
That would be hilarious. You're like, what the fuck is she doing? Perception alertness. Well, 3 successes. She's definitely looking at that house. I'm not sure whether you have the right angle to see the light going on or off, but
Can you see me looking?
you can see her looking at that house like she's just fascinated by that house.
It's a nice property.
She should have been in Nosferatu.
Right.
Okay, what's she looking at? What's she looking at?
It's like ASMR.
And you should have been a Malkavian.
Yeah.
You should switch places.
I just want to see what she's looking at.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to find out the address of that place.
Well, yep, you've got the address in front of you. Yep, you
Good.
can write it down.
Good. Write it down.
Yep.
And
There's a car parked out the front of it too, on the side of the road.
I will go to that car and get the license plate number.
Yep, you sure can. It's a bit of a it's a shitty red car, actually. Mercy, you recognize that car as being the car of the actually, is it a shitty red? No, it's not really. It's a 4x4. It's a little Remuera tractor.
Okay.
Oh, you don't know what a Remuera tractor is because you're from Wellington.
Go back to my tree.
It's a sports recreational vehicle 4x4.
Right. This isn't the one that. Did he have multiples?
Did you crash that one into the water?
Yeah,
Is that
this
the one you put in the water?
But-
Yeah,
well,
okay. No, that
I
would
know
have been
that they had
that was going to
two.
be hers. Yeah, the other car wouldn't be like that. The other car would be a nice, clean Mercedes or something, but that would be inside the house. Initially,
Why
I
would
was
they
thinking,
have given him back his shitty vehicle?
no. Okay, I scratch all of this. This vehicle
Yeah.
does not exist. This vehicle is the chair that did not exist.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It
I am
disappeared.
taking down whatever number plate was on whatever vehicle.
Sure, no worries. You can look through the little plastic glass on the side of the garage and see inside, and you can see there's a car in there, and you can get that number plate
Okay.
if you want to get that close.
I'll get that close. I'm invisible. I don't care. I hope he doesn't have obfuscate.
Or cameras,
Or cameras. Or I look around for that because it's
right?
it's a, what do you call it? I think community.
It is a gated community. Yep.
Yeah. I look around for that all the time.
After that, I'm going to make a phone call to my dear brother.
Uh-huh. The phone rings for a minute, and he answers, "Hello?
Hi, it's Merci.
Mercy. Well, how can I help you, Mercy? I would
Well,
have thought you would have had enough of me by now."
of course not. You're one of my favorite people.
Oh, I'm so entitled to be one of your favorite people.
Yeah.
Surely I'm your favorite person.
No, God, no, not even close.
That hurts me, Mercy. That hurts me.
no.
It cuts me to the quick.
I don't think you're gonna be able to beat the guy over the way from me, or little Mimi.
That guy? You're dreaming with that guy. You know that, right?
Well, I'm gonna make this dream a reality, motherfucker.
I see. Well, if it makes you happy, I can't help. I can't hurt you, I suppose. Whatever.
So the reason why I called is because I'm being stalked by a nosy Nosferatu.
You're being
His name is
stalked
Batman.
by a nosy Nosferatu named Batman. You really are off your fucking rocker, Mercy. Did I tell you that?
Yes, you have, but no, I'm actually being serious.
There's no Nosferatu in the city called Batman.
Oh, he sounded like Batman, so I just gave him that nickname. He seemed to like it. He's got like weird legs.
It wasn't Archon Terrace, was it?
Archon Terrace is not a Nosferatu.
Well, you said he sounded like Batman. I don't know. I suppose he doesn't really sound like Batman either. No, take that back. Who could it have been? Was it Khalid himself? The very one?
No, not Khalid. I know that jerk.
Well, it was one of those slime balls from the sewers, no doubt. What do you think they want?
They were asking questions about me.
You say they, you're talking about this particular one, I guess.
Sorry, yeah, that one. I don't want to like get my pronouns wrong. The world's changing.
It's 1999. We're living in the future.
Right, yeah. Right.
Right. Anyway. So, what do you want me to do about it? I'm assuming you have some reason you're calling me about this this fugitive, this Nosferatu that's harassing you. Why don't you call the prince?
I mean, we did go like AWOL for a bit. Maybe we should just cool it on the whole prince thing for just a little.
Right. Well, you know what? You've been in the city for what, a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we did.
Yeah, I've been to see the prince, by the way.
Oh yeah, how's he
Yeah,
doing?
he's well, interesting. Um, but the point is that it's been a week, and I've been to see the prince, and you
Okay,
has 3 days.
right, right. Okay, I'll go and see him.
You should, because if you don't, he'll start looking for you, and
Right.
that's not what you want. You
I
don't
just
want.
thought we've already been introduced. Like, I guess if I get penalized for this, I'll just blame you. You're my
Well,
minder.
I'm not your minder
You're my minder.
anymore. You are a neonate. You are released to the world. You are your own person. I have no responsibility. I'm not your sire.
Right. Okay. I mean, you're better than my sire.
Well, that's true. Can't argue with that fact.
Yeah. And I've been using that face stuff that you introduced me to. It's really nice. My
You
skin
mean
is so soft.
you mean blood?
Yeah. Nice battery joke.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
battery. You should start a place that sells baths tiles or something and call it the battery.
No, I mean, that's kind of funny, but no,
No, never mind.
not for me. All right, I'll go and like schedule an appointment to meet with the prince.
Good
Okay,
idea. Sure, you should do
make,
that.
make everything all good again.
Oh,
Kinda.
is there anything else that you're calling me for in particular that I should know about?
No, I don't think so. Just that
So
there's a nosy Nosferatu.
there's a nosy Nosferatu. So, I mean, what were you hoping was going to happen?
Honestly, you're like a hub for all my information.
I
Uh,
see.
like I talk to you, we spitball.
So I
You
see. So
insult me, I insult you,
you
and
weren't expecting me to get on my fucking motorcycle and zoom down there and come and rummage around in your backyard looking for nosy Nosferatu. I hope that's not what you had in mind.
no, no, I
Good,
thought
because
it'd be
that
good for
wasn't
you
going
to
to
know
happen.
though.
Okay, good. All right.
Because my mischief could like cause issues for you. So I
Right,
want you to know,
right.
right?
Well, now I know.
Good.
Good, good. And now you know. We both know.
Okay.
All right. So I guess that's it then.
Don't you have some tapes to return?
I already returned the videotapes. What are you talking about?
Oh, don't worry about it.
The next ones, they're not due till at least tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
You should see some of these. They're quite good. Anyhow, I better go.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye.
Uh,
Click.
yeah.
Okay.
I ring up the prince's retainer or
Mm-hmm.
secretary or something.
Okay, so you call Loden's direction.
Is Loden gonna be okay? I'm just gonna get a big don't worry about it, Loden's not a thing anymore.
Right. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Where's my business? Anyway, the phone answers. Secure Corp, how can I help you?
Hi, this is Merci Adams. I'd love to see Prince Loden at your earliest convenience.
You hear the phone go boop, and then you're on hold for a second.
Same song as what plays in the elevator. It's so annoying.
It is.
I know. I just watched like one of the old episodes.
And that was
Exact same.
that was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
okay. Right.
Yeah.
Well, after a minute, the phone is answered once again. Secure Corp, this is Isabella speaking.
Hi. I'm Merci Adams. I want to see the prince as soon as I can, please.
You're speaking of Olaf Lodenholt,
Yep.
of course. Very good. And you come recommended by whom?
What?
Just say a name, ma'am.
Uh,
Anyone you know.
Loden.
That is not valid.
Isabel. You.
Not valid.
Oh.
You have one more try.
Okay. Maureen O'Leary. We'll go with her.
Excellent. I will schedule you for 1 o'clock.
Okay.
You know
You're
where
gonna
to
hang
meet?
up. Yeah, I know where to go.
Very good then. I'm sure the prince will be looking forward to seeing you then.
Okay.
Good night then.
Yep, you too.
Bye-bye. Okay. You put the phones down together simultaneously,
Yeah.
creating a wave of peace and tranquility that goes out across the planet.
Well,
All right.
I'm gonna go have a shower and get ready to go see him. I'm gonna look really nice.
Okay.
Like Mercy's never looked this nice in her life before.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does she
Nice curls.
obtain any assistance in this making of the nice, or does she do it all herself based on her own knowledge of
She'll do
makeup
it
and
herself.
such?
She has taught herself how to look good.
Okay.
Her hair is the same length. It's just done differently. Her
She's
whole
gonna,
wardrobe is new.
she's
It's
gonna
not.
put all the veins back, nice black veins up in her. Just
Nobody can see
can't
those.
see
They
them
don't exist anymore.
No.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
don't mind.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Look real nice. Smell nice.
Smell nice.
Yeah. I'm very much like.
Transport via
I have my own car.
own car.
Yeah.
Own car. Okay. Really good. Excellent.
I tell Willa to look after the household.
All right. Willa maintains the household while you go out. You
Thank
take
you.
the car. So, Peter, you will notice that the garage door is going to open at some point, and Mercy pulls out in her car and begins to drive off.
I drive safe. I'm not sage.
So, having been caught slightly off guard, what do you do?
Well, there's nothing I can do about that.
Do I still see Rodriguez?
I think so.
Oh.
But not very often now.
Okay.
Not very often. I think that's been highly repressed.
Okay. So he would have given up after we went to Aspen.
Right. At that point, he's just like, fuck, this is too hard.
Like, do you want to come skiing?
He's like, I'll be back another time. All right. So, Barry, how do you pursue if she's in a car, you're on foot initially, or do you just not worry about it?
No, I don't worry about it.
Okay. Do you go back to the house? Do you stay at the house?
Yes.
All right.
I stay at the house.
Are you going to wait till she comes back? Are you going to spy on the house? Are you going to go into the house?
I'm gonna do her a favor and look after the house in case something goes wrong.
Okay. So you just stick around outside?
Yeah, just stick around outside.
Okay. All right. And the longer you're there, the more you're curious about what it is about that other house on the other side of the road that she's so interested in. And that little piece of curiosity will be ticking away in your mind over a period of hours while she's away.
It is.
Well, Mercy, long story short, you find yourself in the prince's chamber.
Excellent. I start emptying all my knives into the little tray at the security. And it's a lot of knives. And like at first you're like, where are all these knives coming from? I've got like hidden pockets. Yeah. Just knives.
Right. Okay. Have you seen the movie Desperado, by the way? You really must.
Okay.
There is a reason, and it has to do with knives.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So anyway, you go in, you hand over all your knives, and you are admitted to the waiting room. And after a period of time, a retainer comes out and says, the prince will see you now.
Okay, let's go.
And takes you into the prince's office. Standing next to the prince, curiously enough, is Al Capone. And Al Capone, in fact, he's sitting in the corner, actually smoking. He's wearing a striped pin suit. You notice he's got large bruiser rings on his fist. And he's just sitting there in a haze of smoke. And he just observes you from there. Prince leans forward. He looks up at you. So you have returned, Merci.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you realize that you have not observed our traditions?
What tradition is that? Sorry.
We have a tradition that when you enter the domain of a prince, you must submit yourself to them within 3 days.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Jason
It's-
just caught me up. Like I know that this is a thing, but I thought it was like you had to. It was like a one-off scenario.
Capone stands up and he steps forward. He goes, "You know what, boss? I was thinking, just listening to the story. I'm thinking maybe you
I'm
just
preparing to dodge.
might have just slipped her mind. Do you suppose?" The prince turns slightly. "Yes, perhaps it slipped your mind. Is that what happened?"
Yeah.
"Yeah, I thought so."
Hmm.
Capone turns and he sits back down again. Goes back to his cigar. "Very well. So it has slipped your mind. Well, it is not so uncommon among your ilk. It's not your fault, I'm sure. But you're back, and we are all very pleased to be marked by your presence.
Thank you.
Now,
It's nice to see you again, Prince Loden. So
I should like to say it is nice to see you also, but it isn't.
all right. What's the matter?
Your last recorded employment was with the Chicago Queen Coterie. They have transformed now. They have changed their name to, what did they say it was? He turns to Capone. I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember the name. They came up with something about a shield. Perhaps it was Minerva or somebody. Yes, that seems familiar. Minerva's shield now, I think, is the name they call themselves. They've been through so many members, I'm not even sure which of them is still alive.
Oh, right now I'm not Minerva Shield. I'm Chicago Queen Coterie. Yeah.
I see. So,
Huh?
you have the option to return to this coterie, and let's see. Let me ask you something, Mercy. Are you going to be any use to the coterie?
What the new one? The Minerva Shield?
The objective that they have, their long-term goals and strategies, are you able to involve yourself in them without causing panic or distress?
Probably. I mean, I don't think I had much of an issue back with the old group.
I see. Would you
But
like?
apparently they're all gone.
I see.
Yeah, my life. I finally got my life on track. Yeah, I've got a routine, so I don't fall off the rails anymore. I mean, look at me. I'm beautiful now.
I must say, you are looking better than the last time I saw you, I think.
Yes. I am a
Even that
changed
night
woman.
on the boat was, you have a marked improvement. I have to admit, this is true.
Thank
Very
you.
well. Very well. Then you should know that the coterie has received monies, and they shall be funded by the Camarilla directly from here, and have been now for at least a month. Unfortunately, most of the members of the coterie many have failed. It is so saddening to say that the job that I have assigned these poor vampires is so difficult that they burn out almost as quickly as they join.
Yeah, let's be honest, it's been cursed since the boat sank. It's been downhill from there.
Well, what do you suggest, Merci?
I
What does
can't
your
really suggest much. Can't
you
suggest
don't
anything.
have any insight?
Mm,
What would you do if you were the prince?
I would, I guess, background check them better, maybe. I would
Did
put
you
more
hear
into
that?
their training. um,
He looks over at Capone.
I would
Capone
have more.
shrugs.
I would have more coteries, so you could just.
So you think perhaps more available vampire coteries like your one?
Yeah, kinda. I think that might be a better idea.
Almost like cells.
Like how did the Chicago Queen coterie disband, like, in the end?
They just became something else.
Like, what happened to Jin? Lawrence.
Jin was captured. Lawrence was sent to Vienna by his sire's sire, I believe.
Right. Okay, so you kind of need to, I guess, make sure that they like stay stuck together. They don't get given opportunities to piss off.
Like anyone I can think of, he says, looking at you, Mercy.
Okay. I needed a mental break
I
because
see.
I was gonna have a mental break.
I see.
Sometimes you gotta do what's best for you, and thus it will help out the coterie. Keeping my mind fresh.
Do enjoy your particular brand of inspiration and optimism.
Thank you.
I must say, it is a breath of fresh air. Don't you think so? He turns to Capone again. Yeah, boss. She's a breath of fresh air. I agree. What can I say? Very well. You have done your duty then. You have returned. You've seen the prince. I suggest that you report to your coterie and see if there's anything that you can do to assist them when you have a chance.
Okay. One question.
Yes.
Who's in the coterie now? I don't think I have any contacts from them. Also, where do I find them?
You'll find them at their little clubhouse behind the cave. If you know the bar called the Cave, Capone, give her the address, and Capone starts going through a thing and pulls out a card and gives it to you.
Thank you.
They can be found here, and they will be found in one of the back rooms, I believe, that has been made their offices. Who will you find? There is one called Chase. There's one named Belladonna. There is one called Raph, who is a Nosferatu. There is RKDM. Who am I missing?
Nobody.
That's it now.
It's it now.
And Raph's just left too, so I don't know. Anybody's gonna, yeah. So those are the main players.
Okay. Look forward to meeting him.
Good luck. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you. Do you mind if I take some of these? I just imagine there's something free on the. I don't know what it is. Could be like a peppermint or something.
What would Loden have on his table?
Potpourri.
Probably is something like potpourri, right? It's something scented but not edible.
Yeah.
Right. There could be a Zen garden, like a rock garden, in the corner as well. Who knows? Anyway, okay.
Sweet. Okay, bye.
And off you go.
Yeah, grab my knives.
All right, and out you go from the prince's chambers. And to where do you travel next?
I'm gonna go to the cave.
To the cave.
Yeah.
All
How
right.
do we get get Peter there?
How do you get Peter there? Well,
Yeah.
Peter Pumpkin Eater.
No, Peter's. It's been long, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's getting a bit wondering now.
All right.
So he asks amongst his lot when he goes back if they've seen her, if any of
Right.
them have seen her.
Right.
On the
So
tap, 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 tap.
okay, sure. And the Nosferatu respond that she has just been to see the prince, and that how does she travel to the cave? Incidentally,
I have my car.
right. Okay, so let's see. Can you make a perception alertness check, please, Mercy?
Sure can. 4. 5.
Okay. You have a feeling like you're being followed?
In a car?
Yeah.
By a car?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try losing.
All right.
God, I'm not very good at driving.
You better make a Dex and drive check. And you ain't. This is not Sage.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh no.
No,
What?
this is fine. 5 successes.
What the fuck? Okay. All right.
Casually.
Okay, you lose the car, and you get to the cave, and you go in, and you go down the stairs, past the various doors on both sides that are hung on the corridor that go down into the actual bar. I'm assuming you're going through the main entrance rather than the back entrance, which you wouldn't know about. And Horace looks up from his chess set as you enter, and he looks over at Mercy. Well, there's a face I haven't seen for a long time.
Sorry, who are you?
My name's Horace. You must be Mercy. I've seen you before.
You've seen me before.
I have, yes. I did. I saw you. For the first time I saw you would have been on the Chicago Queen. You were a human. But I had been a vampire for probably, the better part of a century by then.
What? Wow. You knew me from before all this.
Well, I remember you from then. I didn't say I knew you exactly.
Right. Well, Horace.
Yes.
Sorry. Well, I'm Merci.
Nice to meet you, Mercy, properly for the first time.
It's nice to meet you too.
This is my bar, the Cave.
It's nice.
You've been out of town for some time.
I have.
Ooh.
We went on a trip. A mental break, if you understand.
I see. You must be quite close with our I suppose our broodmate, Mr. Newberry.
Of course. He's my brother.
He is, I see. Right, of course.
Yeah.
Well, welcome anyhow. It's quiet right now. I'm afraid there's not too many people here.
That's all right. I'm in here to see Minerva's shield.
Oh, I see. Well, out of game. Minerva's shield present is Chase and yes, your other character,
Belladonna.
that one, at the other end of the corridor right now. And how confusing is this going to be?
Belladonna probably won't be. Like she has something that she needs to do.
She's on business. Okay, so who is
well, it was more like pleasure.
Okay.
Not really, but
right.
Yeah, the whole Randy situation.
The Randy situation.
Yeah.
That should be the name of the episode.
There's like nothing to do with Randy in this
her next episode.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so is Chase here?
No,
No?
he's busy setting up his life.
Right.
Remember,
So is
lawyers and whatnot.
anybody here? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it.
No, nobody's here.
All right. Well, in which case, Horace says, I'm afraid there's nobody here from the coterie right now.
Okay.
I can give you their numbers. This is Belladonna. He writes down the phone number from memory, apparently. And this is Chase.
Okay. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're amazing.
Well, you're looking for the prince's servants, so I would like to put you in touch with them as quickly as possible and do my duty.
Right. How very Camarilla of you.
He says, he looks at you and he smiles. He says, you should be aware that you are in the biggest Camarilla stronghold in the New World.
Okay. Hey, look, I mean, I work for the prince, so yeah, that's fine. Whatever. It just seemed like a bit of an out of place statement.
Well, I'm just making things clear that I have certain obligations to fulfill, and I would like you to know that I have those obligations so that you can consider what kinds of things you bring here and what kind of things you say in front of me.
Okay, right. Did I say anything wrong?
No? You can say anything you like, Mercy. I'm your friend.
I like that. It's not very often I have friends.
Well, it's not very often that I have broodmates I can have a conversation with.
Wait. Is Maureen your sire?
We can talk about that.
Is he? Is she?
Is she? Actually, I can't remember. So I'm gonna just double check. What is going on here? Oh, my Acrobat crashed. Can you believe Acrobat would crash?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll try that again. Chicago Chronicles. Use that. No. No, he is not. She is not his sire.
No.
So, is that?
Wow. Wonder how you fit into my family. Are you my uncle?
Not sure I'm in your direct family. Perhaps I'm more of a outlier. Perhaps more of a second cousin twice removed kind of a situation. I think that my blood comes from Mulcav like yours does, but from perhaps through a different lineage.
That's cool, man. You do you. But you know, in my opinion, all Malkavians are family.
Well, yes,
So.
I can't disagree with that at the end of the day, and that's why I offer you my friendship and my hospitality. And as I say to every vampire that comes to this bar, you are assumed to be a friend. You are assumed to be trustworthy, and I will offer you your I will offer you hospitality and service. I will offer you somewhere to stay on a dark night or an early morning if required.
You're wonderful, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, I should probably get to ring up one of these guys, right?
Perhaps you can use the phone there in the corner if you wish. The one on
Thank
the
you.
left-hand side is busted and the quarters don't work, so you can use it for free. Just press 1 to get out.
Okay, I'll go do that. 1, I'll ring up Belladonna.
All right. Okay.
However,
let's see this play out.
However, Belladonna doesn't answer her phone. I'm sorry.
Cheap. That's so cheap.
I know, but she wouldn't at this point.
Okay.
because of the events of what happened.
Not
She,
even from
however,
Horace's, not even from the.
she didn't do it for Chase. If you like flash over to Belladonna right now,
Mhm.
she is like sitting at the table in the Wolfpack's house waiting for Randy to get up. She's like called Zora to like ask if she could get a ride at least back to her van. She's kind of a mess, but she's being strong. But whenever the phone goes off, it startles her into like
Paranoid state.
the like post-traumatic stress disorder, like Chase. But this is more likely to go away. Pretty much like when she was watching like the blood splatter and hearing all the screams, she was also listening to the 28 something calls that Chase was making to her. So now that she's associating her phone and its ringtone with the massacre.
Right.
So yeah, she's gonna have to change her phone ringtone once she figures out how. So yeah, she's probably like, oh, not gonna touch my phone until Sora get here. Sora gets here and we can chat it out.
All right.
But yeah, so that's what she's doing.
That's
so there
what
is a
she's doing.
reason for why she hasn't answered her phone.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
So then,
Thought about it. It's
perhaps
fine.
Mercy calls the other number then.
Oh yeah, she's definitely gonna do that.
Right. So where's Chase?
Chase is organizing,
Right,
talking to his people about, okay, we've got we've got to get lawyers and stuff, and
Right,
how's
so-
that going?
So as far as that's concerned, you've replaced some of the wall that was smashed by the vehicle that broke through it has been replaced
Okay, cool.
by the insurance company now.
Cool.
Things are starting to move through the courts,
Yeah.
and you've been given a stipend of 500,000 American dollars, which you can use to live off until the final settlement is made.
Okay. Okay. Well, everybody's comfortable, and I'll answer the phone, I guess.
All right, phone is answered.
Hello,
Hi there. My name is Merci Adams.
Mercy Adams, and is that supposed to mean something to me?
I assume this is Chase, right? Chase of Minerva's Shield.
That's right. Can I help you?
Of course you can. I'm going to join you guys. I'm going to be part of your coterie now because I used to be one of the members of it.
And we saw how successful that was. You realize how successful coteries belonging to Loden can be?
Hey, look, man, I don't have a choice. This is just happening, okay? You don't have to like discourage me. Like, what I'd rather do is like live my happy life on life. But no, I'm gonna help you guys.
Look,
So
you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I
excellent.
just wanted
Thank
to
you.
be nice and fair and give you the choice,
Right,
run
yeah.
a mile or I know what you like. I know where you're coming from. They did the same to us.
Hey, can I meet you somewhere or what?
Oh, sure. Where would you like to meet?
Wherever.
What clan are you?
I'm Malkavian.
There's a place called the
cave?
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
You want to meet
Standing
there?
inside of it, yeah.
Okay. I'll see you there then.
Okay, cool.
Bye.
Right, goodbye.
All right. Very good. So Chase, you make your way to the cave.
I'm not going to bother Belladonna with this because I know she hasn't answered my calls, so something, she must be busy.
Right.
You must be busy.
Okay. So you get to the cave and you go, well, I'm assuming you're going to go in through the back door because you have access with keys through to the office.
Yeah.
The actual office belonging to the coterie.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in the office. You're alone.
Yeah.
You can assume that she must be in the bar.
Yeah, I'll go from the bar, from the
Go
office to the bar.
to the bar. Okay, so this guy comes out from a back door. Mercy.
I'm gonna pretend like I know how to play chess, and
Right.
then like I'll put down a chess piece, and Horace would probably be like, "No, no, that's not how the horse works or the knight works."
Right. Yeah, Horace is probably re-educating you on horses and knights. In any case, you can make a perception check. And Barry,
or 5.
Horace, who you know, is playing chess with a strange lady.
I don't interrupt. I go and stand in the area, but I wait.
Horace looks up and he says, "Oh, Chase.
Hey, Horace, how you doing?
This is Mercy. Mercy, Chase, Chase, Mercy."
Hello.
Pleasure
Hi
to
there.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Well, what you have here is a genuine gathering of our clan. Not too often this happens.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You're not kidding.
We'd better be careful. I'm sure the world believes that we'll blow it up.
Yeah, well, some of us can, some of us can't. All right.
So
Would you?
I'll let you two get on with your business then.
Hey, you stay here. I'll leave. We can go to the. I heard you've got like a room or something.
Yes, we've got an office. This way, please.
Okay.
Okay, so you go down to the office. All right, and Chase, you lock the door, I assume.
Yeah.
All right.
Locks the door. So he sits down in the seat. He doesn't sit behind the table. He sits at a seat.
Okay.
He says, "So I suppose you could. I'm not going to teach you how to suck eggs. So maybe you could teach us a few things or two.
Wait, what?
Maybe you could teach us a thing or two
About what?
about how to do this whole, you know,
No.
no.
No, what are you talking about?
So what went wrong? What went
Oh, with
wrong? What
the
shouldn't we
coterie?
do? Yeah.
Well, our coterie was dysfunctional from the get-go.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people were being tempted by other options, let's just say.
Okay.
Like you had Tony, he was the kind of guy that made plans without telling anyone. And then we all thought that he was committing, I guess, some sort of party treason.
Yeah.
So we all kind of like, we didn't like him. We all turned on him. However, the jugular, Mr. Jugular killed him, and he became dust.
Okay.
So yeah, don't turn on your coterie members. It's number one.
I'll take that under advisement.
Yeah. Gus, well, I heard bad things happened. I don't really know the specifics of that one, I'm afraid.
I'm going to let you guys get to know each other for a few minutes while I powder my nose.
Okay, go powder your nose. Right. Okay, so then there was Kiara. Kiara, she left to go somewhere. She just wanted to leave this place. I could get that. I did the same for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's Jen. Apparently, do I know what happened to Jen? Yeah, apparently Jen has got captured, I think. I think that's what Loden said. I'm sure.
Okay.
But yeah, so
By who did he get captured?
I don't know.
You don't mind asking?
I don't know. No idea.
Okay.
But
So Loden sent you back to join us, did he?
Yeah.
Now here's the question. Clan member of mine,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to join us?
As long as I can, look after myself in the downtime, as long as I get enough time to see my daughter.
You have a daughter?
I have a daughter. Yeah. Her name is Mimi, and I have a cat. As long as I get a chance to see them, everything should be okay.
Do you have anything else that we should know about?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, as you can probably see, we're just as new as you were when you started. And Loden's been helpful to a degree. And we have many investigations underway at this time.
Okay.
Okay. We do need somebody because we've just lost somebody.
Okay, right.
All right. Would you like to be part of the coterie, but more in a doing capacity or an advisory capacity? Allowing you to do whatever you may want to do if you're in an advisory capacity.
I'm probably good with doing.
You're good with doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to have to talk to the others, you realize.
That's fine. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't accept me, then I'll probably just go somewhere else, or I don't know.
Well,
Maybe I can stay home with my darling daughter. I've got options.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Can I get back to you at some point?
Yeah, yeah. Here's my number. Scribble,
Okay.
scribble, scribble.
Okay.
Also work.
And of course, you already have mine.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Why didn't your friend pick up?
Pardon?
I tried Belladonna first.
Oh, she's got things going at the moment. You know, she's got things going at the moment that keep her busy.
Fair enough.
Good, 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 good. So, have you been in the city for long?
About over a week
Over a
since I
week.
returned. Beforehand, I grew up here. I've lived here my whole life. We just went on a impromptu holiday.
Okay, okay, okay. Did you enjoy your holiday? Did you get
Yeah,
out
it's
of it?
good. We did like a whole bunch of skiing. I learned a lot about myself.
Uh,
I learned how to be nice to people.
what do you mean you learned how to be nice to people?
I'd forgotten.
That can happen. That can happen.
I'd like to, now that you're here, I'd like to use aura perception.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do your thing.
because why not?
You could always ask Barry. I'm sure he would let you aura perceive his character.
Okay, perception, empathy. Nope, I've done it wrong. Hi, yeah.
-1 success.
I get nothing.
Oh dear. Okay, yeah, sadly, you can't tell. You can't read them.
Alcavians, man, they're a wily bunch.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
Well, it has been a pleasure, and I will get back to you.
Okay,
Damn, what did I
you
miss?
shuffling me out. I get it. I get it. I stand up. All right. Well, yeah. Let me know.
I will.
Oh, we lost the end of that.
And he did she go out? shuts the door.
So what did I miss?
We chatted about what happened to the old coterie,
Okay.
and he asked me what role I wanted in the coterie.
Uh-huh. And
That's
what
it.
did you say?
I said I'm more of a doer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a lover. I told you, Paul. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I'm both.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Meantime, my character has been trying to look around. Chicago's a big place, so
Right.
yeah.
So this
Are
is
you
the
just-
okay. Back to Peter. Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Peter's been looking around. Okay.
Oh, and by the way, Chase is gonna get all the information he can on
Mercy.
Missy, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's quite a lot of information in the file already.
Yeah, he's going over it now as we
Right.
speak.
And if you want to play out that research, you can go back through all the videos and watch them and
Okay.
find out what happened.
But like they don't know. There's some things that they don't know.
There would be some things that they wouldn't know. That's for
Do
sure.
they know that I murdered 3 people? 4
No.
people.
No, they don't know.
No.
Not all of that stuff is.
And he wouldn't judge you if he knew.
Fair enough.
Because, once you've been to Vietnam,
That's
Check.
right.
Yeah.
My love life is Vietnam.
yeah.
It's a war zone, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, he does all that. He looks at the tapes and,
Okay.
he'll,
All right.
when Belladonna's ready, he'll talk to her about it.
Okay. Well, we can expect her to call when she is ready. Leave that in your capable hamsters.
Yeah.
Leave that in
Yeah.
your capable hamsters.
Well, Belladonna won't really get back to you until she's done what she's due, which is
Yeah.
she's gonna end up
Okay.
breaking it off with Randy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then
Okay.
she will end up waiting for she'll be like patient about it. She'll be like I can't I we're walking down 2 different spiritual journeys and I can't follow you down your one. Sorry, Randy.
Right.
Um
And he's like, yeah, I understand. And you hear a moment in his voice where something meant something to him. But
like
he
it
will
means so much to her too.
He will never admit it.
Yeah. And
So,
Bella's well, she has to admit it.
right.
Well, she's gonna admit it to everyone she knows. Probably not him though.
Where does this breakup occur, do you think?
It'll be
At
like
the
when
car
he gets
stadium?
up. And when he
Right,
gets
just
up.
when he gets up. Okay.
Yeah. She has to go back to the speedway to get her van anyway.
Right.
But
So
before
there's a very quiet walk back to the van when they both go back to get their vehicles.
yeah, awkward.
Yeah, a bit awkward.
Yeah, like she's always gonna like love him. Like she does actually love him. She's always going to, but she can't be with someone that's gonna go around murdering everyone.
Right.
And it's not really her responsibility. Like if he wants to change, he's going to have to do it himself. He's going to have to find the will to do that himself.
Right.
Because I can't do it, obviously. Yesterday night was a good
Example of that.
it's a good example of the fact that he will do what he needs to do. But before she goes back to Zora has her own car and they'll pick her up. They will as they go back, she'll just ask that they go back to the nunnery.
Okay.
And she's going to find someone that sort of was there and survived the ordeal. And she's going to offer them the chance to join her and her sisters. Yeah.
Let me
So
think
that they
about that.
can all heal together. Like they don't, the person that she finds won't
Right.
have to do this alone.
Right. Okay. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
So between now and next session, perhaps we can come up with an NPC.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
How about Sister Ezra?
It's just a dude's name. Is it? Okay. You know what? I don't have to go count. But Sister Isra.
Well, something like that, perhaps. Anyway. Okay, so anyway, we'll be a nun. Cool. So who do you want to go? Which characters do we want to engage with now? Because we started with Mercy and our Nosferatu. Are we going to stick with that for the remainder of the session?
I might
Who do you
play
want?
spells for a bit.
Play spells? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
All right. Chase has finished his meeting.
All right.
He's still phoning.
Still
Where is this woman? My God.
Okay, so
it, like
bells,
it shocks me every time, so I turn it off.
bells. So your phone's off.
or I like ask Rita, can you please change this for me? I can't.
Rita tells
It
you that,
reminds
hey,
me too much.
there's some dude here called Chase is calling you.
I know, but
Isn't he supposed to be your friend or something?
yes.
Are you okay?
No, Rita, no, I'm not okay.
What's wrong with you?
I was gonna tell you. Basic. Okay, it's the nun here.
Not yet.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so I went with Randy yesterday while he went around slaughtering people, and Gary, he ended up killing a lot of nuns, and I ended up breaking off with him this morning, this evening.
Okay. That sounds a lot like the kind of behavior that we expect from the other group that we don't talk about.
I know. I can't.
How do you?
I can't
You
change
did the
him.
right thing. What are you talking about? He's a fucking crazy man. You can't hang out with a person like that. You can't be around that.
I know. The yeah, I broke it off with him. Yeah, definitely. This is gonna hurt. He and we shared blood with each other, just like I've given you my blood.
Right. Well, I don't know anything about that shit, but you know, I know that there's bad dudes, and he was a bad dude, man. You get away from that shit. He's just gonna fuck you up.
I know. Well, you'll fuck others up, and then yeah, it will really hurt my soul. Thank you for being here.
Well, we don't want that, right? So no.
I barely got away with keeping my humanity in check.
Well, I hope so. You know, keep it together, man. You want any kind of help? You know, tell me.
That's why you guys are here with me.
Do you need anything right now?
Well, honestly, the reason why I want to bring the sister into our fold is so that I can try and make amends. Yeah, I want to make a place that's safe.
Not really
for
your
everyone.
place to do that. You know that, right? Like you're not some kind of saint or something, are you?
I know. But we can at least be there for her.
I heard there was like 4 people fucking survived that whole thing. So what about the other 3? You're just gonna choose one?
We can accept them all.
Well, up to you. You know, it's your place. What are you gonna do with them, though? You're gonna feed them blood? You're gonna keep them alive like us ghouls? How many can you have?
I want to make like a sanctuary for women that have gone through traumatic experiences like this. Like Rita, I brought you into my arms because, well,
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
originally it was because you needed the information, but I've fallen in love with you. And now, like, now I want to do this. I want to do this for others, like I've done this for you. I've offered you this opportunity. I think it's a good thing to do for people. We might need to invest money in getting a place that we can do this
Oh,
at.
fuck, that
Our place is
reminds
so
me.
small.
I've got to go. I'm sorry, I have to go. I just remembered something.
Who is this? Rita.
Rita, yeah. She stands
Oh,
up and looks at her watch. I should have told you. I've got to do a robbery. She leaves.
okay. Be safe.
I'm doing a robbery. What part of that is be safe?
Just don't get shot. I'm
I'll
not gonna
try.
help you with this. Just don't get shot, okay? Do you want some more blood?
She
Or...
lifts up her shirt and shows you like 3 bullet wounds.
Okay. You need some bullet. You need a bulletproof vest.
She says, that's probably true.
Yeah.
And she goes,
God damn it.
all right.
As long as she's hurting nobody, everything should be okay.
Who knows? Who knows with her?
After I change the ringtone, I'll call up Chase
Okay.
as we
Chase.
to get my van.
Chase, your phone rings.
Hello.
Hello, it's Bella.
Are you all right?
I don't think so, but I've got Zara here. I think I'll be okay.
Did you get shot or anything?
No, Randy. No.
Okay. You sure you're all right? I can be there in a fraction of a second.
We'll be okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So long as you think you're all right.
Okay.
Just call me if you need me for anything, you know.
Right, yeah. Maybe
I can make tea too. I'm good at making tea.
That's great. I can't drink it.
That's a good point. Good point. Good point. Okay,
yeah.
I got that.
How's the other job going?
The other job?
Yeah.
It's moving along. Nothing for you to worry about yet. I've got a few things to tell you, but I get the feeling you kind of not in the mood to hear them yet.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you when you're feeling like you want to know.
Okay. Thank you, Chase.
All right. So, you know my number?
I do.
Take care, kiddo.
Thank you. Bye. Do I have Antheus's number?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I've never talked to him. I've never actually talked to him out of the game. All right. Yeah.
So you call Antheus.
You're gonna think of a voice.
No.
Hello.
I don't
Hello.
have to
How's it going?
I know Antheus's voice. I'm trying to think of what he calls you.
Oh.
That's his specific thing.
Little pain in his butt.
Belladonna.
Do I have a pit name? Belladonna.
Belladonna.
Right. Hi. Yeah, this is Belladonna.
To what do I owe the pleasure of you calling me at this time?
I'm worried for Randy.
Everybody is worried for Randy right now. Randy is having a hard time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you knew, but he and I were close, and
yeah, pretty much we know everything. Everybody knows everything. You can assume that that's the wolf pack. So you tried to discourage him from being a complete asshole?
I tried my best, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's usually the problem, you know. And to be honest with you, that's going to be a problem now, because Tyrus was the one. He was the key to all of this. He was what held this whole thing together. So
What do you do now?
I don't know. I suppose the wolf pack is kind of indisposed. We don't have our leader anymore. I can take over, I suppose, but what am I gonna do? Not the same. People are not gonna tremble in the name of Antheus the way they trembled in the name of Archon Terrace.
Maybe you
So
need a new name,
maybe
nickname.
I don't think any nickname is gonna solve my trouble, though. That's the truth. So, what about you? What are you doing?
Well, uh, I'm a bit uh traumatized by what I saw yesterday. So yeah, I guess I need to do a lot of healing, a lot of soul searching. I don't I, like I went with him knowing that my humanity was on the line because I was concerned for him, but I couldn't do anything.
Maybe he's just a lost cause. Sometimes you gotta cut off the finger to save the hand.
Like, I can't think like that. But that's
Yeah,
why I ended it with him.
yeah, I understand.
I ended it with him because it's not my responsibility to do that.
He's done this before. You need to know that. It's not like this is new behavior with him.
I
When we
thought
go
that
to
might be the
Mexico,
case.
when we cross that border in the south of America, when we cross the border into Mexico, the rules are different for us, for him.
Right. Like if he loses any more of himself, he's gonna be lost forever. And
He
none of
already
us want that,
believes that
right?
he is lost. He already believes that he's been taken.
What do I do? What do any of us do? And if in order to reel a person back from the edge, I
I've
don't
seen a
know.
lot of vampires go, and it's how it goes. They go slowly and then suddenly they crash.
Like, did anything happen to him
What do you
to
what do
make
you
him
mean?
this way?
Yeah, he was born with white privilege.
Oh
And then
dear.
he was successful, and it was the 1950s, so things were pretty bad then. And he was a good-looking guy of his time, and he was successful right up to the time that he broke his legs.
Okay, so
So he didn't give a fuck about anybody. He thought he was the top of the world. He was the alpha male. He was the one. He thought everybody fucking bowed down to him. Everything revolved around him. His whole world was about himself. Like the term narcissist, that is what he is. He
you
can't help
know,
it though. It's part of him.
when I
Sometimes
was
it's kind of endearing from time to time.
when I was with him, I couldn't see that.
Mm.
It might have been just
Oh, he's
the
got like
blood
other.
speaking, but
There's another side to him as well, of course. He's a human, or he was once. But yeah, I don't know. Randy is. He goes through different stages. The key to Randy, though, is Jackie.
Jackie is the key.
Oh yeah,
How? Oh, is that because Jackie knows him the best?
it's
Or
because Jackie is his childer.
okay. Oh, he cares about him.
He does care about him.
Does he care what Jackie has to say?
Deep down, he does. Deep down, he only cares what Jackie has to say. Of course, Terrace too, but that's past. But that leaves Jackie. He cares a little bit about what I have to say. He'll always argue with me, but I cares about Sledge's opinion. But Jackie is different. Jackie actually was a racer like him. Those two were doing the circuit together at one time. That's how they met.
Okay.
You know,
I've,
Jackie is very deceptive. He has a baby face. He speaks like he has a baby face, and he has a baby face, and you will think that he's much younger, but he's not that much younger than the other. He's
okay. Okay. No, this gives me hope. I'll go talk to Jackie. Maybe you can come up with a plan.
good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck. Yeah. So in the meantime, we're going to apply to work for another Archon. That's what I'm thinking. I know a guy. His name is Theo Bell. Have you heard of him?
That name sounds very familiar.
Archon Theo Bell. He usually does the other coasts from here.
What clan is he?
Bruja.
You're gonna work for a Bruja?
Is available work.
Okay. Bruja are quite awesome. So
He has a good team, I think. Yeah.
we
Anyhow,
need, honestly, we need to work on ourselves as a clan. We are so lost.
oh, you need to speak to Inyanga. This is her whole life.
Yeah. Okay, well, I've got my homework now. Thank you. Thank you, Antheus.
Good luck.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Oh, sorry, I hung up on him. I ring back now. Oh God, I feel bad.
But somehow you get a willpower point back.
So sweet.
It's noted. All right.
Okay, well, I'll ask Zora to take me home so I can have a shower, wash the blood tears off my face and off my skin and dress and stuff. Get changed.
As you pull into your place, you see a familiar car with a familiar person sitting on the bonnet.
Which familiar
Is
person?
it Chase?
Chase.
Crazy. Oh no. Well, I'm covered in blood, so I apologize. Hi.
Hi.
Don't look at me, all right? I'm just gonna go have a shower. You can come inside.
Okay.
Come in. Come, Zora.
He follows you in.
She looks around. Zora sees you, pays attention. She's listening.
Sweet. Okay, so we get both the cars back to the High Priestess. And I'm gonna go upstairs, have a shower.
All
While
right.
I leave Chase with Zora.
So,
Okay.
Mr. Chase, are you all right?
Oh, I'm as good as can be expected.
Is that what I am to call you, Mr. Chase, or you have another name? I'm sorry, I did not hear another name.
You can just call me Chase.
Oh, very well. If you wish, you can call me Zora.
Zora.
She's.
Oh.
You get the impression that she's smiling from behind her veil.
It's an honor.
I love Zora so much. That's all I want to say.
So, I have money now. Sell me something.
Oh, I see.
Something for healing.
Something for healing. Well, you do see this whole apparatus over here, this fountain. Well, I cannot sell you this exact fountain, but I can sell you the kit set that you build it from. I can tell you where to get it, and I will get 20% of the profit from that if you purchase it from my friend.
Russell, does my manse, that might be my manse, need a fountain?
Need a fountain?
Everything needs a fountain.
Does anybody need a fountain? This is my question.
If you have a business, you need a fountain.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you could go a fountain.
All right, you got me.
All right. So that's going to be 6,000 quid.
Okay.
Of
All
which 20% of it will go to, a fifth of that will go to Zora and her Domita.
That's all right. That's all right. That's good. That's good. All right.
Tonna.
I'll ring up Jimmy.
Oh, is that
Jimmy,
Chase?
buddy.
Yeah. Well,
Guess what?
I can't possibly guess what. Just tell me.
Okay. You know that fountain we were trying to build?
We were trying to build a fountain. Oh, the one inside the shop.
Yep.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be bringing a.
You bought it, didn't you?
Yeah, I bought it.
Oh fuck.
I
You
bought
have
it.
to move it, or you gotta get a new one.
Did I buy the new one or the one that's broken all over the place?
No, you bought a kit set one. It's gonna be put together.
No, I bought a kit set one.
Okay. Where do you want this?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What do you think would be a great place to put
You
fountain?
want to hear my opinion, Chase? You want to hear my opinion?
Yeah, okay.
My
go
opinion,
on,
Chase,
go
is
on.
that you're a
Know
pain
that
in
I
the
love
ass.
you dearly. I love you dearly. So
My
every
opinion,
word you
Chase, is
say.
that you are a pain in the ass. That's my opinion.
I know. I know.
Okay.
I know.
So I think you should put it in the main central courtyard in that house, that ugly fucking house. That we didn't like that house anyway, did we?
Did we? No, well, not really.
We should sell that house, Chase. We
Well,
don't want to live there.
when we get the right to sell it, we will sell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's what we'll do. When we get the right to sell it, we'll sell it. But I'll tell you what, wherever we live, it's going to need a fountain.
Right. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. We're gonna need a fountain wherever we live.
Hey,
Okay.
did Julia find out who the hell is in charge of Gary Airport?
Oh, well, it's come. We don't have any kind of vampire, if I can say that word on the phone, labels or names or people, but it's run by several corporations. We could track down the names of the people who are on the boards of those corporations, if that was something that interests you.
Yes, that does interest me.
All right, well, I'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can find the majority shareholders and track them down and maybe get some addresses for their businesses and things.
All right, and also I want you to track down if there are any warehouses near the airport that we can own.
Right. Yeah, this is an extension of the job that we were already on doing. Yeah, I've already got something of a database on this current situation.
Good.
So yeah, we've got things on this line.
Okay. I'll leave that with you, bro.
All right.
Take care.
All right. And Chase.
Yeah, I'm not buying any more fountains.
You're a pain in the ass.
Yes, I know, and I love you too.
Goodbye.
See you later.
And he hung up on Jimmy that time.
He did see you later. He did say see you later.
That's true.
Well, yes, I'm in the market for a fountain.
Right, so Zora sells you a fountain, and it is delivered to your truck, mostly by you.
Oh, yeah, well, I believe in cutting out the middle person.
Right.
Right. I go and I heft it up and take it on the truck.
All right. Get in the back of the truck. Okay, so you've got this fountain. You're going to have to build it when you get home.
Okay.
Wherever you take
it. No. Jimmy and I are going to have to build it so he can continue to tell me that I'm a pain in the ass.
Right.
All right.
And are you going to do that now, or hang around here for a while longer until Belladonna finishes her showering business?
No, I'll hang around and,
All right. Okay. So Bella, eventually you finish up upstairs, I assume.
Oh yeah. I will go downstairs and I'll sit at the craft table.
Zora says, I just see that. I saw the fountain.
It's great news.
6,000. Not bad.
It's great news. She starts like crying.
What's wrong?
I keep thinking back on what happened last night.
She starts getting tissues out.
Thank you.
There's nice smelly ones over here.
What?
Nice smelly tissues over here.
I'll take the non-smelly tissues. Thank you.
Okay.
So I
You want to talk about it?
well, I saw so many people die unnecessarily, and I can't stop thinking about the nunnery. Randy went in there, he slaughtered everyone he could find. And I froze and I couldn't do anything. So yeah, I'm a little all over the place. I'm sorry.
All right. Let's get someplace comfortable and I'll tell you a little story. All right?
This is fine. I'll just
All right.
yeah.
He sits down. If you're sitting down, he sits down across from you so as not to make you uncomfortable. He says, you know, Randy is a combatant. That's what he is. That's what he has always been, I guess, in some ways.
He was a man of white privilege.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're a man
And
or
he
white.
became a race car driver.
My family were filthy rich.
That's nice. I'm glad for you, Chase.
Yeah. But I went to a little place called Vietnam, you see. And that changed my whole outlook on life. And that changed me. And when you're a combatant, no matter whether you're white privilege or anything, it changes you. But some men don't know when to stop fighting. They keep fighting, but they're having the battle in themselves. And until they can realize that the battle is in themselves, they'll keep fighting. But sometimes something comes along, something special, and it's enough to change that person. But until they realize it themselves, they can't be changed.
Okay.
So
I think I got the moral of the story there.
I'm not good at explaining stuff, so if I confuse you, you know.
That's fine. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Look, okay, I gotta clean myself up. I can make it through. I gotta make a call to Jackie.
Sora's like cleaning your face.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll text Jackie and ask him if we can meet somewhere. Because I'd rather meet him.
He says, meet me at Swenson's in the Loop by the east stop on the elevated train, the EL.
Do you have a time?
Now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Chase. I gotta go. I gotta go see Jackie.
You want a lift?
No. I'll take the hippie van. It'll cheer me up a little, knowing
Okay.
that it's made me so happy in the past. So
yeah. Okay. If you need me, you know what my number is.
Is there an incense that I could take with me, Zora?
In the car? Yeah, sure. She lights you an incense and says, carry that, take it inside the car.
Thank you. Right, I give her a kiss on the cheek.
All right. And off you go.
Yep.
And to the words of, how much is that stuff? What does it do?
Okay.
It's gonna annoy Zora.
So Chase is getting sold a bunch of incense now.
We are literally closed. And I love that Zora is like, I can still make a sale.
She just keeps selling.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you would have thought she would have put some of that incense in free with the fucking $6,000 fucking fountain, but no. Okay. All right. So you get to the Swenson's, and it's an ice cream store. Right? Have you been to Swenson's? You know what it is?
No.
Okay.
What is that?
It used to be in New Zealand, actually. It's not here anymore. It closed down. So it's an ice cream store, and I don't know whether they really have it in Chicago or not. I don't care, but it's the style of ice cream milk bar, old school kind of milk bar type place. Yeah, it has that feel about it.
It's very Randy.
Very Randy. Yeah. Exactly. And so when you go in there, you see Jackie sitting in the corner by himself, in a booth with a huge ice cream sundae parked in front of him, with these massive shells sticking out of it on odd angles. And he's sitting there looking glum, which is unusual because Jackie doesn't often look glum.
I'll walk over and sit by him.
He looks up and sees you. Hi.
Hi. Why are you so down?
Well, why do you think?
It's always Randy, right?
Randy, Terrace, the whole situation's a bit fucked up at the moment, isn't it? You notice
Yeah.
he's got like a red smear underneath his nose.
Gonna get a tissue and just help him. Here you go.
You see this, yeah, his sleeve is a little wet.
Give him a hug.
Takes you back. He goes, I don't know why I bought this. I just had to buy this. We came to Swenson's and I had to buy this. Do you want it? You don't eat, do you?
You know I can't eat.
No. Maybe we should
Also,
get
it's
some.
very uses a lot of meat, dairy products, and I don't know.
He looks at you like kind of slightly blankly. Okay. We should probably get someone to eat this then. I don't know who.
It's nice just having it here.
He dips the thing in it. Like he's gonna do something with it, and yeah, sniffs at it. So yeah, I don't know. What now?
I don't know.
Where is he right now?
Randy?
Yeah.
I would assume the speedway. Did you see what happened yesterday? It was traumatic. I was there. Killed so many people.
That was Randy? When was this?
Last night.
You were there?
I went with him because I was trying to, I guess, preserve what little humanity he had left. But it almost cost me my own. So
Well, fuck. Okay. So he did it again. He fucking promised me he was never gonna do that again. Asshole. Well, I guess you can't win them all, Randy.
we can try.
Yeah.
I broke off with him, but I still care enough to want to try and help. So let's do something about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anybody can talk to him, I guess it's Antheus. He's like next to Tyrus. Antheus is the oldest dude in the group. Antheus was the guy.
I had a chat to Antheus, and he said the only person that could help him was you.
Oh, come on, that's bullshit. He doesn't listen to me. He thinks I'm a joke. He calls me A-wipe. Come on.
I mean, the fact that you have a nickname by him, it clearly means something. Like he is your sire. He cares. He's just not going to show it. I mean, look at him. He always has this tough exterior.
Yeah. I mean, his exterior is kind of tough, He kind of is tough. I mean, I wouldn't fuck with him, not on a sunny day anyway.
Poor words. We are vampires.
Words to live by.
Yeah.
Words to die by. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Randy's his own thing. He's like a force to be reckoned with, a force of nature. I don't know. I've tangled with him many times now, and he's always that little bit faster and that little bit quicker and that little bit stronger. Do you know what? It's so frustrating. Do you understand what it's like? It's like being somebody's little brother, They're always big enough to sit on you and force you to stay down. That's how it is with Randy, so I don't know. He's a funny kind of sire to have. I wish sometimes it had been Terrace, you know? Would have been better off in so many ways if he had just done it himself. But I guess that's the whole story, you know? You're only allowed to make so many vampires, and you have to have permission, and everybody gets to have a turn, I suppose, eventually, so it wasn't Terrace's turn that time. So I guess it was mine. I don't know. What's going to happen?
I don't know either. Maybe we should go find him.
We can go look for him. What are we going to do when we find him? He's just going to want to fight and throw bottles at things.
Then fight him.
I don't want to fight him. You fucking fight him.
I will if I have to. I don't think I'm much stronger either.
I don't know if that's a great idea, though. You know, he's kind of dangerous.
I honestly think that you can get through to him. You've done it before, right?
What
You've
is
done
it
this
that you?
before.
What is it that you want me to get through to him? Is my question. You know, like what exactly do you want me to say? What would I even say to him? Randy, you can't go around burning down fucking churches and killing nuns anymore. Like those are the old days. You can't do that on the side of the border. It's against the fucking law.
Well, what have you done in the past?
What have I done? I didn't do none of that shit. I've seen him do shit, all sorts of shit. You wouldn't believe the shit I've seen him done.
Okay, you gotta think of like his weakness. Like
His weakness is he doesn't have any fucking discipline.
then someone's gotta give it to him, maybe.
You looking at me, his child, or to give him his discipline? Come on,
Okay, yeah.
that's not even fair. Come on,
That is pretty silly.
right? Well, it's like why don't you go and give it to him? Well, maybe you might have a chance, maybe because I mean he actually
Maybe I could wear a leather cat suit.
right. I don't even want to
Make
think
him
about
my
that.
little slave.
Stop. La, 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 la,
Oh, come
la.
on.
It's like
Come
hearing
on.
about your parents doing things, you know. You
Oh,
don't
come
want
on.
to hear about that
I'm
shit.
not your mom.
He's my sire, you know. It's disgusting.
Fine. I mean, he's not your dad. He's more like your brother, right?
I don't know. The whole thing is distasteful, especially when you go around mixing in human sex organs into the whole business. Oh, why? So unnecessary.
What?
So unnecessary.
Should we use our vampire sex organs then?
You don't need to have sex, for God's sake. You're a vampire. It's beneath you.
Come on. There's a bit of nostalgia there, don't you think? Oh, right. You never
Sure.
had sex.
Can you make a perception and empathy check, please?
I can. Well, I was going to do it with Mercy. That would have been interesting. And fruitless, probably. Okay. Perception. Oh dear.
Perception. Yeah.
4 in total.
4 in total.
Yeah.
He looks very slightly hurt.
But it was honest truth, wasn't it? It was the truth.
You think it might have once been the truth? You think he might have made up for it since then, but it might have once been the cold hard truth.
Yeah. There. You know, if I wasn't with Randy, I mean, if I hadn't been with Randy and I didn't care, you know, if things had been different, I would definitely have I would fuck the shit out of you, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
Well,
But I would have totally been on top the entire time. I mean, look at you. You're so cute.
he punches you in the arm. Just stop it. And you only have to ask.
Oh, okay. Um, no, it's fine. We're going off topic. So
Somewhat.
anyway, we need to focus on Randy right now and
Right.
finding him
Right.
and try and I don't know. Is there any way to help someone out with their humanity? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Some people try praying for them. I don't know. Does that work?
I mean,
You could try and teach them some kind of special lesson. You could set it all up. But what would it be and how?
it would probably have to be like one of those hard choice decisions.
Yeah, and I'm afraid it probably involves me being bait, so no, I'm not doing that.
I kind of think you should just go talk to him.
All right, I'll go and talk to him. Fuck, leave me alone, man.
Come on.
I'm going. All right, and off he goes.
No, before you go, I want to
What?
join you.
Well, what are you saying? What do you want?
I'm gonna hop on. You know what? No, I'm gonna take my heavy van.
So
I
what
want an exit strategy.
Okay, so you're coming to this meeting where I'm gonna hang out and talk to Randy. You want me to get through to him, but you're gonna be there?
Okay, maybe it's a bad idea. I just care about him so fucking much.
Why don't, I mean, you want me to wear a wire or something?
No, that sounds horrible.
Right. So no.
I don't know technology.
Listen, I'll do it. Now piss off. Go and do something. Find something to do for the next few hours.
Okay. You tell me how it goes, right?
Of course I'm going to tell you how it goes. I will meet you tomorrow, first thing.
Okay, you
As soon
better.
as you get up, you find me.
Oh, so I find you.
I will find you. You find me, whatever, however
You
it
know
works.
where I work.
Right.
High priestess. Just come on over, okay?
All right, I'll see you there. I'm going to crash in your fucking garden.
Sounds good.
All right. I'll be there.
That's fine. I've got plenty of gardens.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Okay. Please
All
don't sleep in with my vegetable patch.
All right. Go.
Okay.
All right, so you go.
Good. Drive back to the high priestess.
Excellent. You're on your way back to the high priestess. Barry?
I am still negotiating my sticks.
Sticks.
Yeah.
Incense.
Incense.
Incense sticks, right.
I'm still negotiating.
Right, you're buying a lot of incense, aren't you?
Really?
Right.
So it's probably very convincing.
They're not. You telling me those 2 sticks are really worth that amount of money?
Well, that's nothing, I could sell you the blocks. The blocks are more expensive. You want to see them?
Really?
Yeah,
Just
come
look
and
at that.
see.
Just look
She
at
takes
that.
out some blocks of incense from underneath the thing. There's packages of incense and like brown packages.
So you reckon this is going to give me harmony, serenity, and...
Well, what do you get from it is up to you, really. That's true.
Okay.
But I can offer it to you as a tool, and I can point you towards the direction of some information about what has been said.
Okay. Oh, do that.
Yes.
Do that. Right.
Of course.
Right.
So this here is a jasmine incense powder. We're going to put it on top of a charcoal. First, we light the charcoal. Can you hold this like this? Hold it there.
The lighting part is...
Oh my god.
This is going to be we have to be very careful, don't we?
Yeah, the lighting part.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I will
part.
do this part. Maybe you prefer the stick incense. Maybe you should prefer the stick incense. But stand back and I will show you this one. And she lights this charcoal, this piece of charcoal. It's like a round disc, about a half an inch thick. Yeah. And after a long time of just holding a lighter to it, eventually it catches and goes and starts sparkling all over it. And that burn starts moving up and around it until you can see it's fully ignited. And as she places it down with a pair of tongs, and she starts sprinkling this jasmine powder on it. And it begins to burn up into incense, and it starts to coil up towards the ceiling, and it slowly twists off into 2 separate coils of smoke like horns. So this is one way that you can do it. This is my preferred
I could get
way.
Jimmy to light it, I suppose.
You could do that. That's an excellent idea.
Yeah, I could get Jimmy to light it. Yeah.
The
Okay.
smaller incense sticks, it will make smoke, but it won't be like this. It's not as majestical. It will not fill a room the same way.
Okay.
But this stuff is very expensive and you burn a lot of it very quickly.
Really?
But I can give you a discount for just 5% will help you.
Why not? Why not? For a 5% discount, I like the sound of that.
Okay, so maybe $100 worth, do you think? Is good?
Yeah, let's go for $100.
All right, so she sells you a massive whack of discount incense. All right,
And a fountain.
and a fountain. All right, now she's going to start on the incense holders.
They have holders?
Oh. Well, then there's like, she said, have you ever been to like a Catholic mass, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So you see the priest is swinging the censer.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, well, this is this thing over here. She takes you over. This is a censer. She picks it up.
Okay.
You can hold it like this. So you put the charcoals inside the censer and you drop the incense.
Hang on, this whole lighting thing again, huh?
Yes, of course. Swing. But if you could get Jimmy to light it for you, perhaps you would have a chance to actually swing the censer without scaring yourself too much.
Okay.
Or perhaps you can let him do it himself.
Let me think on that.
I think it's a good idea. Jimmy needs something spiritual in his life, you know. I've been talking to him a lot and I really don't want to push him, but I think maybe coming from you is a good idea.
He doesn't really listen to me about that kind of stuff.
Maybe you need the incense, but you just can't light it yourself.
Okay, I'll take the incense, and I want one of those, what do they call them? Have you got I think they call them mood stones, you know?
Possibly, yes. Out of game.
Moonstone?
Mood stones.
Are those the ones that change color depending on what mood you're in? Right.
Yeah.
So they kind of, she goes, no, we don't sell that kind of thing here.
Oh, sorry. Have you got books about incense and that kind of thing?
Yep.
I'll take one of those.
She's got a calendar. She sells you a calendar that's got all the pagan rituals
we're
on
gonna
it.
need that. Yeah, we're gonna need a calendar. We are gonna need a calendar.
Yep. Journal. Do you want a journal? I can sell you a special journal. This one has all of the dates and the calendar entries already prepared in the journal for you.
You know, I'm gonna need that when we start the business, because
Then you can make your business decisions based around really logical things, you know, like, you know, planets being conjunct and things like that.
Oh, really? Can you draw that out? You mean you can look at the planets and they can tell you what to do?
Well, it's, you know, astrology it's not everybody's thing, but I'm quite good at it, and
I'm a helicopter pilot. You know, I'm in the air all the time.
Well,
yeah.
You definitely need an astrologer, I think.
Oh,
anybody needs a full-time astrologer, it's probably you, because you're doing a very dangerous job.
So who do you recommend?
I recommend myself, of course. Or perhaps Sage. I recommend Sage.
How much would I have to pay her to be my astrologer?
I'm sure she would do it for free, but if you were to pay her the going rates, you know, she would be probably 1,000 or 2,000 per month.
1,000 or 2,000 a month.
It's pretty good, really, for what she can do.
Let's wait and see if I get that inheritance yet.
It's basically like insurance, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that. But let's wait and see if I get that inheritance first. No, mate, I'll get onto that.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because, you know, Minerva's Shield needs as much forethought as it can have.
Minerva's Shield probably does need a full-time astrologer hired to help them. Makes sense.
That does to me. Anyway, I better get going. Right, how much is this and how much was that? And
she rings up the total and it's like $7,496 by the time you've included tax and all the other bits and pieces that go with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Including the fountain, of course. That's fountain still there.
Haven't I paid for the fountain? I thought I paid for the fountain.
Oh, this is on top. Okay, so this is
got it in the truck,
including the okay. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this is like another $300.
Okay, I'll pay the $300.
So proud of her.
Right. Yeah. I will see you. Take care. Right. All the blessings and stuff. You know, to you.
Thank you.
And the shop and everything.
Very
Okay,
good.
so as you're coming in, he's going out. If you're coming in, he's going
Sure.
out.
Oh, see ya, Chase.
See ya. See ya.
Have a great day.
Well, I hope
Whatever.
not. I hope not.
That's a scary thought.
Okay.
Just,
He gets in the
sleep
car
well.
and
Sleep
goes
well.
off. He gets in the car, goes off.
All right, fair enough. And let's wrap up there, I think.
Okay.
And then
Maybe we
he,
should talk about what our other character's going to do to go
Yeah.
to sleep and get ready.
Fair enough.
Mercy had, I mean, Belle's is pretty self-explanatory. She's gonna go to bed, but Mercy is like she's gonna prepare everything. She's gonna prepare like, maybe lunches and all that, and then she'll, just make sure everything's all orderly and
Right.
perfect. And then she'll
Right.
go upstairs.
On the way up the stairs, Mercy, can you make a perception alertness
Oh my
check?
god, it's the ninja guy again. It's Batman. 3 in total. Oof, good voice, man.
There is a hairball on the carpet.
Okay. I will get something to pick it up with or
Mhm.
vacuum it up,
Mhm.
and then I'll go to bed.
All right, very
Yeah.
good then. Well, thank you very
Skull
much.
Kitty.
Right.
and I will stop looking for her, and because I use my trike,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go back to see that she got back if I've got the time,
All right.
and then I'm going back to my lair
Very good.
and putting the trike back in its secret place.
Well done. Okay.
So you have like a little trike.
Yeah,
Okay, it's pretty cute.
yeah. It's the only
Aw.
thing I could possibly, a disabled person can possibly use.
Ah.
Yeah.
In that case. All right. Well, I hope we're all satisfied.
That was fun.
We are.
Yes. Yes, it was quite fun.
Can't wait
wasn't
to
it?
can't wait to play more. I do love playing Mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Well, the
Yeah,
thing right
yeah.
now, I mean, look, until we have any more players, like anybody, we can do anything you want on this in this game slot. So we can play Chicago, or we could play Archons, or we could do whatever. It's up to you guys. You can
Yeah.
democratically choose what you wish to play.
Okay, that's
Every
fine.
Tuesday
That's
night.
fine.
Yeah.
Because I think this guy's going to be all right. Does he fit for you?
I like him. Although I think this scenario is quite hard to gel the two together. But
Right.
perhaps, well, now that I know that you exist, I have no idea what to do with that, to be honest.
Well, I think,
Just keep
yeah.
stalking me.
Mm. Mm. You'll have to think about that more.
Yes.
What if we put, no, that would be stupid. No, I was going to
Now
suggest
that there's no ref, maybe they're just like,
yeah, I just thought we could add into the
Random.
coterie. That could be one option, and then you'd have multiple characters in the coterie together. But then you could split those characters up into 2 different units, perhaps for fun.
it would definitely be helpful.
Right.
I dread talking to myself.
Right.
I do it all the time. I don't know what the problem is, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
If you
at
want
one
a
point,
truly
Belladonna
experience-
accidentally went English sage by
Right.
accident. I'm like, shit. Okay, now get Burke into.
Who's your favorite character out of all of your characters so far?
I don't know. I enjoy them all so much. For different reasons.
Right. That makes sense.
I think, yeah, I think at the moment I quite like Belle's, but that's because she's the one with the most drama.
Most drama.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's
Right.
my preference is whoever has the most drama at the moment.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying Chase.
Huh.
Actually, I'm really starting to enjoy Chase because
Hmm.
I'm starting to figure out how he is.
I like Chase. He's cool.
Yeah.
Batman, though.
Batman.
You still haven't introduced me to your character and what his name is. So he's just Batman.
It's
True.
fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Batman's cool.
Yeah, Mermaid's cool.
All right, I'm going to stop recording here.